Hi loves, welcome to Spiritualista. Today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading on who your soulmate is. And oh my god, I'm so excited about this one. I've been looking forward so much to doing this one. And in this reading, we are going to be focused mainly on their personality traits. So sometimes I will get perhaps something about their appearance, but I'm waiting on a very special deck, and I will be doing a video on their appearance, more focused on that, but it hasn't arrived yet. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe to the channel because it's going to be coming up soon. And yeah, we're going to be focusing here more on how they show up in love, right? What sort of gifts this person is bringing into your life, and just generally the deeper purpose of your soul contract with this individual here. So if you're curious about appearance and what your soulmate actually looks like, yeah, that's going to be a whole other reading that I'll be doing in the near future. So yeah, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss it. And for today's reading, I've created 4 different piles here. They're pre-shuffled. It's a mix between tarot cards and oracle cards. And you can start choosing here if you haven't done that already through the thumbnail, right? And then every single pile here, as you can see, has its own abstract image as well as a crystal. So in case it's a little bit trickier to choose just between these ones that look exactly the same, you can tune into these images here, or perhaps if you would prefer the crystals, you have a green aventurine that represents the heart chakra. You have this purple amethyst here that represents the crown chakra. Then you have this yellow aventurine here that represents the solar plexus chakra, and you have this clear quartz that represents the third eye chakra here. So you can start tuning into those. I'm gonna keep talking and telling you about the questions. So if you would like a little bit of silence just to focus a little bit more, you can pause the video if you'd like. And also if you pull to more than one pile, then feel free to check out the timestamps to go to several readings here, because there might be details that you can grab from more than one reading here. And yeah, so we can start by just taking a deep breath, just to ground your energy a little bit, and let your intuition guide you towards the image or the crystal that feels right to you. And I'm gonna start telling you about the questions we're gonna be asking today about your soulmate. So in today's reading, we're gonna be exploring 8 key questions here to give you a full picture of this person's essence here. So question number 1 is going to be, what is their core personality energy? Question number 2 is going to be, how do they show love and affection? Question number 3 is, what are their strengths and gifts in a relationship? Question number 4, what shadow or challenge do they carry? Question number 5, how do they communicate and connect emotionally? Question number 6, what role will they play in your personal growth? Question number 7, what energy surrounds the meeting or recognition of this soulmate? And question number 8, what is the ultimate purpose of your soul contract together? And on top of that, I've put some extra oracle cards for each pile. So one oracle message about their purpose in your life, one that is a symbol or perhaps a spirit animal that is connected to your person, and one general message also from the universe about the connection's energy, and finally an affirmation card that you can use to attract the soulmate into your life and also to nurture the relationship once you're in it. So with all that said, let's get into the piles. You can find the timestamps below in the comment section as well as in the video description, and let's find out who your soulmate is. Hello pile 1. So if you chose this image here with the good vibes, or perhaps if you chose this green aventurine heart chakra crystal here, then this is your reading. And I really hope that it resonates. So I'm gonna start laying out the cards here. I'm gonna just separate. These are the tarot cards with 8 questions, and these are your oracle messages here. So while I lay out the cards here in order, I'm gonna just invite you to get really cozy, to maybe grab a drink, maybe light a little candle, and just settle into your energy here, because this is your time to tune in and to receive I'm sorry if they look a little bit wonky. I'm gonna adjust it. I'm not looking directly at the viewfinder right now, but let me just get up and see. Yeah, that one's pretty straight actually. Yeah, I mean, that's in frame. That's good. So in this reading, we're gonna keep the cards like this. Initially, we're gonna keep them all face down. Just to have a little bit of mystery here. And I'll be revealing the cards one by one as we go through the questions so that we can slowly build a picture here together of this person, right? And the oracle cards I'm gonna keep here off to the side for now. And we're gonna bring them in a little bit later just to layer on some extra meaning for you. So make sure to take a breath. Let's do it together. And relax into your intuition so that we can see what comes through about your soulmate. I'm so excited. So question 1 is, what is your soulmate's core personality energy? And it's this card here. We're going to be doing them in this order. So we start with this one here. All right. So here we have the 10 of Pentacles. So right off the bat, this could be a person that is an earth sign. It could be a Taurus, could be a Virgo, could be a Capricorn. It tells me that your soulmate is someone that has a very, very strong sense of stability. They do carry a lot of just a long-term vision, long-term thinking. You know, they're very strategic about their career. They have a very grounded personality. They're not someone that drifts through life with no direction. They do have a lot of purpose, right? Their personality is very grounded. And so, yeah, they very much care about creating that solid foundation, right? And not just for themselves, but also for you and for the people around them that they love. So their family, right? Their community, and they're very much keen on sharing values, right? That's right at the heart of the person that they are. So it's the type of person that really thinks in terms of the long game, right? They don't just live for the moment here, but they're always considering what kind of future that they're building for themselves, right? And whether that's the career, maybe family traditions, right? Just values that they pass down. So it's likely someone that is very connected to their roots, right? Very proud of their family, proud of their heritage, where they come from, respectful of their family history. If they're from a different country, they're very much respectful of their culture. So they have a very, very steady personality. They're reliable. They are dependable. They do commit, right? And when they commit, they very much commit. So you can really trust them to show up and to provide for you. They're going to be a provider. They're going to be a protector for you. And yeah, it's a type of person that they're really going to put in the effort to make things last here, right? There's this dignity about them here. So they're likely a little bit more quiet, maybe not the loudest person in the room at least, right? Because they don't have to. They have that consistency. That is the thing that speaks the loudest about them, right? And yeah, like I said, it's zodiac wise, it's very associated with earth energy, this card. So we're talking Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn vibes. Doesn't mean that they have to have one of those as a sun sign, but they definitely embody that grounded, more practical earthy quality, right? That is patient, is very hardworking, right? Very persistent, very focused on building a life that has a lot of substance, right? And I am picking up a lot that they do value tradition, but they're not rigid, right? They just like things that work. So likely it's a person with a lot of structure in their life. Like they have systems, right? And little habits that keep them grounded. And they're very much into these little rituals that give them a sense of belonging, right? So they're likely going to be the type of person that does remember anniversaries, right? They're very keen on showing up for family gatherings, right? They're always making sure to, yeah, like know that their loved ones are getting taken care of, and they can sense that care, you know, they can sense that substance, right? So, and yeah, there's a lot of wisdom in this person. I'm sensing this, right? It's a culmination number, the 10. So yeah, it feels like they have been tested by life throughout life, and it has made them to be a person that's not naive at all, right? They've likely learned a lot through lessons, and I feel it's to do with like career experiences, right? Family dynamics. And of course, could be hardships as well. And yeah, like that has made them carry themselves with a lot of maturity and a lot of perspective, right? And that's going to feel very reassuring to you. So yeah, like I get the sense that they know who they are and they really know what they stand for here. And in a relationship, this energy is going to translate as someone that doesn't play games. Like they're not that person. They're very intentional in what they do. They're looking for someone to take care of. They're looking for someone that can grow, that can expand, that can just stand the test of time, right? There's like this builder energy, like this builder archetype. They could work with that. They maybe could work with construction. But mainly it's the person that they want to, they want to create that shared legacy with their partner, right? Whether that looks like a literal family, like having kids, or just creating a home that's just filled with love and the stability, right? That's gonna last throughout time here. And I'm getting like a little bit of a shadow message from this card. I have to say that too, because it's a card about duty, right? It's a card about responsibility. So yeah, like they might lean into being a provider, but they also might forget their own playfulness in that process, right? They could be a little bit of a workaholic energy. They could be perfectionists, especially if they're a Virgo, where they're so focused on doing things the right way and they have a lot of expectations on themselves, which can make them feel a little bit heavy at times, right? And but yeah, it's not bad. Like overall, the essence here is just very loyal as a person, like very committed. I'm getting the sense that this person is family oriented, so they're gonna take this relationship very seriously. They likely will want to have kids with you. They are gonna be very consistent for you. And yeah, like they want to create something with you for life. It's not just a fling. It's not a person that just comes in for a situationship, right? It's a person that wants to really build something that feels like home, right? Not just now, but like for life, something that's very lasting here. So very, very stable person there. And yeah, let's get into question 2. So question 2 is, how does your soulmate show love and affection, right? So let's see here. All right, see, we have the 8 of Pentacles. So another Pentacles card here. Again, affirming that it could be an earth sign, sun, moon, or rising. And it's a very telling card, this one, because it tells me, again, like they're someone that really expresses love through effort and just consistency here, right? So they're very, very dedicated as a person. They just prove it to you. They show up for you every day, right? It's not just words of affirmation. They're going to be very hands-on and practical in demonstrating their affection and their dedication to you. So you're going to be noticing that in the little things, right? And I feel that they have a good memory. I'm sensing that they're going to remember how you like your coffee, right? They're going to be noticing things around the house that needs fixing before you have to ask them for it, right? Like I said, they're going to be remembering those little details that you mentioned like weeks ago. And they're going to be surprising you with that. So it doesn't feel like you have to be nitpicky with this person and be telling them to do something. They're going to be very, very hands-on and making sure to do that through their own initiative here. And yeah, it's like they're very thoughtful. And I feel like they're very, very detail-oriented as a person. And that's the way that they show love, right? So yeah, they're gonna take a lot of pride in you. They're going to take a lot of pride in the learning about you, like how to love you, like what you want, what your needs are, right? They're going to know your ways, right? And they're going to adapt and really, really genuinely want to understand your needs so that they can grow with you. Almost like a craft. Like this is a card about, yeah, developing your crafts and getting better at them. So as this like craftsman's card, it feels to me that their love style is exactly that, right? It's something that they want to keep refining. They want to keep getting better at that. So when it comes to love languages, like it's giving very strong acts of service energy, right? Where they're going to be showing love by doing things for you and sort of like easing your burdens. So yeah, if you have a problem, they're going to want to fix it, right? They're going to want to do things for you. They're going to want to be reliable and very dependable as a person for you. And there's a little bit of quality time here too. I'm getting that because it's just like Eight of Pentacles is about showing up very repeatedly, right? And investing lots of hours and focus on being present with this person. So it's going to be like, you're going to be feeling cared for, right? And it's going to be by the way that they show up with their presence and just the everyday gestures that they do for you in your life. And you're going to be investing a lot of time in that. So yeah, they don't shy away from the idea that love, it takes work. And they actually embrace that. They love that. They don't think that's like a burden to them. So they do see relationships as something worth putting in the effort for, and not something that's just supposed to be effortless all the time, right? So they're not averse to challenges. Like when they come, they're not the person to just run away from that, right? They're going to be rolling up their sleeves. They're going to be sitting down with you, right? Working through things. Because to them, you're going to be worth that effort. So it's a very steady person, like I said. Like there's this very steady rhythm to the way that they show affection to you, right? I'm getting the sense it's almost a little bit, I'm getting like a ritualistic energy from this in the best way, right? It's not a bad thing. So they're going to be checking in on you. They're going to be making sure that you're okay, right? They're going to be doing, yeah, like little small things that just make you feel seen, right? Like that are very, very reliable, right? I'm not sensing a very, like a super like a flashy energy from this person. It's not like, I'm not sensing like expensive gifts, stuff like that, but it's more practical things. It's more like they're going to have a lot of patience with you when you're having a hard time. And they're going to be romantic, right? Because you know that you can count on them. So, and that's going to be shown through their hard work and this very thoughtful consistency that they have. So it's not the type of person that's going to just try to impress you in the beginning and then sort of fade away, right? Like this love bombing person. I'm not sensing that, right? They're very consistent. They're going to keep consistent. They're going to keep showing up for you. And they're going to keep learning about you and how to demonstrate their love for you better and better, right? And build something that's going to feel very solid for you and very lasting for you. And question 3. So what are your soulmate's strengths and gifts in a relationship? So we have the 6 of Cups. Okay. All right. That's a beautiful energy, actually. Wow. Such a good person. Wow, guys. You chose the right pile here. Like, this tells me that they do have a lot of love for you. They will have this way of showing up for you with such an open heart. It's going to feel very pure. And it's going to feel very, very real, like very genuine, like almost a little bit childlike, but not like in the sense of immaturity. But rather they're going to be bringing in some sweetness into their relationship, like a little bit, like it's going to remind you of what it's like to feel safe, right? And to be seen without judgment. You're going to be able to trust this person. And it's a card about soulmates, so it's very nice to see it here for you. Like it does tell me that you might recognize this person immediately when you see them. You're going to sense this nostalgia. And yeah, like they're a very kind person. It feels like a little bit of innocence here. So their strength here is that they don't hold back affection out of fear and out of pride, right? And when they love someone, they're gonna want to give generously to this person. And they're gonna want to create moments that feel very special, right? Whether that's something that is like surprising you with something, and in this case it feels something a little bit more sentimental, right? Like they're gonna be sharing stories from the past and really opening up to you. And really making more simple, like more everyday things feel really magical to you. And also there's a sense of a lot of just emotional safety here. So it's not someone that's going to be teasing you for being vulnerable. It's not someone that's going to be making you feel stupid for opening up about something that you did that was embarrassing. So their gift is reminding you that it's safe to trust, right? It's safe to lean into them and let yourself be cared for by this person. So they're gonna carry this very soft, like this very protective energy here. And yeah, like almost like they want to shield you a little bit from the harshness of the world. and create this little sanctuary for you both, like where you can feel this love, right, and this connection. So it's beautiful, and I feel that it's a lot to do with sharing, and like you're gonna have lots of conversations about their history, about their memories, right? So even if you haven't met this person yet, right, and you don't share a past together, they have a way of thinking that it feels like they've known you forever, and you're gonna feel the same way. Like it's gonna be that soulmate recognition here. So it's gonna be very comforting for you to just sit down with them and realizing that you can drop your guard with this person, because this bond here feels very timeless. It feels like you've met over and over again. And yeah, they also feel very sentimental here. Like it feels to me like they have this tendency to hold on to little things, like little maybe photos from the past, like inside jokes. And yeah, like they're gonna be the type of person like even remembers those little things, like how something you said on your first date, right? And the way that you laughed, the way you ordered at the restaurant, like the type of music that you were listening to while you were sitting there, you know, what you were wearing. Like they have such a good memory. I'm getting that, and they're gonna be bringing it up like years later with a little bit of that, a little spark in their eyes, and like this love, like where they really kept that in them, because that energy makes them feel that love just come back to them. So they're, yeah, I feel that it's a person that's gonna remember. They might not have the best memory all the time with everything. It's very selective here, but it's to do with you. Or they're gonna be like, yeah, because they are very detail oriented, and they're gonna be picking up on those little details there, and remembering those, like archiving those, because those moments with you are gonna be more special. And yeah, so there, and it feels like a freer energy, right? Where yeah, it's like this no bullshit, no game sort of energy, where they don't have to calculate, right? They don't feel manipulative, they don't keep score, right? They're not going to be a person that's going to give something to you because they expect something in return from you, right? They don't expect anything. They just give to you because it makes them happy. Like they like that. They want to give to you. So overall, like their greatest strength is the way that they nurture innocence. And also this capacity to just deal with emotional safety here. And reminding you that love doesn't always have to be complicated, right? So sometimes it's going to be about the more simple little things in life. So it feels like you could come from a history where you have had more turbulent relationships before, or perhaps more toxic people in your life. And this person is going to be teaching you that. We're going to be going into that too with another question here. What's the lesson of this connection? But I do feel that already now, that this is a person that is supposed to teach you how to feel safe and being vulnerable without them picking at that, right? And making fun of you for that. So you're going to feel a lot of safety with this person, not just materially because of the Pentacles, but also emotionally here with the Six of Cups. So it's a beautiful person. And for question 4, we have, what shadow or challenge does your soulmate carry? And so, all right, so we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So it is a little bit of a challenge in initiating things here, like, and just trusting their own fire, their own spark. Feels like they sometimes do hesitate, like, to act on their passions and their desires here. Even if they do feel those strongly, they might be a little bit like, they have a tendency to overthink and sort of procrastinate. And that in turn is them just convincing themselves that it's not the right time to go after the thing that they want here. So yeah, that's the thing, right? In a relationship, that could look like moments where they sort of hold back a little bit and they play it safe instead of just diving in with just full-on passion here, right? So yeah, there's a little bit of this tendency to second guess themselves and just worrying that if they're too intense, it's not going to be received well. So I feel that they have a tendency to get a little bit stuck in the comfort of their routine here. Like I said, I've been picking up on this. They're very much like a structured routine person. So I think they do have a hard time getting out of that and thinking in new ways and expanding in like completely different directions. Like they so far don't feel very adventurous as a person here. They're more safe in their own comfort zone here, right? And yeah, they can have this a little bit of a hesitancy to just do that. So sometimes they will hold back, and it feels like it's a thing they have because they're scared of not being enough. But also it feels to me that it is to deal with some sort of trauma where they have been called out for acting too quickly or too impulsively here. So that's why they have to keep that guard up here. Right, so yeah. It does, I'm getting the sense that this could be a person that has maybe sexual issues. Could be that, could be a person that sometimes also uses that. So if you haven't agreed on something, if you're fighting, for example, they will try to hold that back. So that could be a toxic pattern too here with Ace of Wands, where they just, yeah, shut you off sexually temporarily here. And yeah, it's like that will make them feel a little bit cold and detached. But again, I don't feel that it's because they truly are absent as a person and that they lack any love for you, because they don't. But yeah, it's because they hesitate about themselves. And that's something that they're still learning here. So yeah, like I feel that the gift in this challenge is that it's going to teach them, and it's going to teach the relationship to have patience here. And when they learn to trust themselves, and when they can let their passion just flow without having any fear, then this spark here is going to become more meaningful, because then it's been earned through some growth here. So it feels like overall their shadow is just learning to ignite themselves and ignite their own fire here without having to wait for anyone's permission and validation here, and just trust that that energy is going to be enough. It's going to be more than enough here. But there is definitely an aspect of that going on here for this person. And for question number 5, so how does your soulmate communicate and connect emotionally? Okay, so we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, 9 of Pentacles reverse. So it feels like they don't always strive on just standing completely alone emotionally here. Like deep down, they very much crave partnership and like this closeness. And that really comes out in how they communicate here. Because yeah, they're not the type to just keep you at arm's length and to hide in their independence here. But it feels to me like they want to just feel sort of like emotionally like woven together with their partner. And at the same time, like the reversal shows me that they might sometimes struggle with expressing themselves in a like an independent way, right? Where their emotions might spill out when they're overwhelmed. And I feel that they might lean on you a little bit more than they'd like to admit. Because I do feel that vulnerability is a strength, but it's also a little bit of a challenge for them here, where it does make them very real as a person. But yeah, again, they have this sense of like they don't want to be too much, right? They don't want to feel too dependent. So I feel like they are very open-hearted in an emotional connection, but they're not always graceful about it, right? And they might just sometimes just say things, like blurt things out before they figured out the perfect way to say that. And I feel that they're going to be needing some reassurance that it's safe to lean on you as well. So you might sometimes pick up on that being a little bit clingy. But yeah, that's the way that they are. So it's gonna, like, the good part of that is that it is gonna create some intimacy here, because you're gonna be able to see their more like raw sides, right? They're more like unpolished feelings here, rather than something that is more like a mask. There's something like fake that they've worn, like some people do. So they're gonna be very real as a person, and you're gonna sense that. And they're also learning that balance between just self-sufficiency and being together with someone, right? So 9 of Pentacles reverse, like their growth is about realizing that they don't have to be perfectly independent to be worthy of love, right? So I feel like emotionally they might sometimes swing between wanting to prove that they can handle everything on their own and then realizing that they need to open up and let their partner in. And then sometimes they do too much of that. So it's kind of like a pendulum swing. And like there's a little bit of instability in that. Really doesn't mean like that they're completely unstable or needy, right? But they just want to feel very like this. They want to feel intimacy. They want to feel very authentic intimacy, right? They don't want to have to pretend that they're fine if they're not. Likely they have been doing that in the past, which is why they're going to be carrying this energy into this connection. And yeah. I mean, they'd rather risk showing this more vulnerable side of their feelings if it means creating something that is like of true closeness with someone that matters to them. And this is what they're learning. So this is what you might be experiencing here. So overall, your communication is like, it's gonna emotionally be in a way that's very open and vulnerable here. And they're not gonna have it all perfectly together all the time, but that's gonna be a little bit of a part of their charm. Because when they do speak from their heart, right, and when they do tell you about their feelings here, you're gonna know that it's real and genuine, right? And that's in turn gonna help you build a deeper trust in this person. And so we have question number 6. So what role will your soulmate play in your personal growth? And the card that we have here is the Queen of Pentacles. My goodness, we have so many pentacles today. We do have still water sign here and also fire signs. It could be those two, but I do see like there's 4 pentacles here. So this is a majority part of a very earth-based person. I'm gonna do these little dice. I forgot to mention that in the intro in the end. So we're gonna know a little bit more about their sign there in the end. But yeah, like Queen of Pentacles, again, very nurturing energy, very abundant energy. So it shows me that your soulmate's role in your growth is going to be to help you, step into a deeper sense of security here. And they're going to help you with your self-worth too. So it's a very practical energy, again, with the Pentacles, yet also very loving, right? So someone that creates a home with a lot of care, with a lot of intention here. So with the soulmate, you're going to feel encouraged to ground yourself more and to just take care of your body, right? Take care of your routines. This could be a person that works out and will encourage you to do the same. And just, they're going to bring in some good habits into your life. And I feel like they do have a lot of good resources here. So they're going to be doing that. And they're also going to be showing you ways of receiving love and support. Like I said, that I feel like you don't have really received in the past. And they're going to help you recognize that you don't always have to be the strong one, like the independent person that carries everything alone here. So their presence is going to show you that being cared for and nurtured is not a weakness, right? But it's something that you deserve. It's an abundance that you're going to deserve here. So on a deeper level, that's going to help you integrate self-value here, because it's a queen that knows her worth. So it's not like a validation seeking energy, right? It's a very embodied energy. So being with this person is going to reflect that truth back to you, where they're going to become a mirror. They're going to be reminding you that you are enough, right? And that you're capable and that you're worthy of this, right? You deserve this. You deserve a life that feels very stable and that feels very fulfilling to you. And I don't feel that it's one-sided too, because I feel that you do have a lot of independent energy as well. So it's going to be both of you helping you integrate that, right? So while they help you feel very grounded and very secure, you're going to help them grow too. And I feel that since they are so stuck in their comfort zone, you're going to be the person that's going to be helping them come out of that and expand, right? You're going to be encouraging them to embrace maybe a more spiritual side of things, a more emotional side of things, right? Rather than just being in the material here. And they're going to be reminding you of the beauty of just slowing down and creating roots. And you're going to be reminding them of just expansion and vision, right? And yeah, I do feel that this is a person, I feel that you are the more spiritually evolved person in this connection. And you're going to be reminding them of the fact that there is something more than just the material, just what's tangible here. So you're going to be balancing each other. Like they're going to ground you, you're going to lift them, right? And I'm not saying this in a way like they're going to be a low frequency person that's going to pull you down, but they're going to ground you in a way that's good. And they're going to teach you how to appreciate those little moments, right? And you're going to teach them how to stretch further and how to expand their energy. So the role that they play in your personal growth is to just anchor you in security, and also to anchor you in your worth, because I feel that there is a lesson for you in that. And your role for them is to just open up new horizons here. So it's going to be a very mutual exchange here. That's going to be this nurturing, but also this expansion energy, just in balance with each other. That's going to make this connection very stabilizing, but also very high frequency, very elevating to you both. So yeah, it's a beautiful exchange for both of you. And question 7, so what energy surrounds the meeting or recognition of this soulmate? So wait, there we go. Okay, so 10 of Wands, interesting. All right, 10 of Wands when you guys meet. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so tells me that the timing of when you meet this person is gonna be a timing that feels a little bit heavy. And I feel that it's going to be a time where both of you are carrying a lot of responsibility and maybe a little bit of stress here. So it's not going to be in a period of your time, like your life, where things are easier, things are calm. It's more like you're going to meet and cross paths in a moment where both of you are sort of pushing through lots of challenges here and just dealing with a lot of things here. So it's like, that's going to be the circumstances around the meeting. They're going to carry some weight, right? Which, like, it doesn't mean that it's going to be, like, put into the connection, that the connection itself is going to be heavy with this card. But I feel that it's going to be a situation, right? So it could be that you meet, like, through work, actually. And, yeah, it's going to be through a period of transition, at least, where everything feels like a lot to handle. Could even be, like, through family, like, family responsibilities here. But, yeah, definitely it's going to be, that's the cue. It's going to be in a moment when both of you can help each other sort of unload, and you can sort of realize that you have that in common, right? You don't have to carry that alone anymore. So this meeting might happen when both of you are having that sense of just looking for relief and looking for support. And that's when you're going to sink, because then you're going to both need a partner to share that load with. So it's almost like the universe is going to orchestrate that timing so that you recognize each other, not just as another person in a crowd, but someone that can actually walk beside you when life feels very overwhelming. So it's gonna be I was gonna say calmer. Like, it's not a calmer, because it's not gonna feel calm. It's gonna feel a little bit stressful in that situation, but it's not gonna be like a fireworks sort of energy, right? It's gonna be a quiet, more like deeper energy of you just relating. It's gonna be that you're gonna be relating. That's the energy where you're gonna be like recognizing that this is someone that can relate to that feeling of weight and that feeling of responsibility, right? And you're gonna see that in each other, and you're gonna help each other with that, and that's what's gonna start initially building the significance of this bond here. So I feel that in the beginning, you might not even notice, right? It's going to be because you're both feeling so burdened by outside stress. And yeah, that's going to be interesting, because you're going to be meeting, like, during this really heavy period here where you're being tested by life here. And you're going to see right away that this person is someone that's going to be willing to show up for you, even if their life isn't easy either. And you're both gonna want to do that for each other. So yeah, like, overall the energy around your meeting is going to be like recognizing each other during a challenging time, and realizing that when you guys work together, it's gonna feel lighter. You're gonna be able to unload a little bit onto each other and help each other out, and strategize around how to make this process that you're both going through feel a lot lighter through helping each other here. And then question 8, so what is the ultimate purpose of your soul contract together? Let's see. The Empress. See? Oh, see, that's it, guys. That's it. So it's all about abundance. This is a very, very loving connection. It's a very creative energy, like one of the most creative energies in the whole deck. So tells me that everything in this connection is about growth. and just nurturing, like nurturing life in all its forms, right? So yeah, it's gonna be two people coming together and just creating together, like generating together. Could be a literal family, like could be raising children, could be building a life together, right? Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's such a nurturing energy. So it's gonna be both of you just teaching each other about abundance and unconditional love here. And it is a it is a fertility card, so I do pick up on kids here, and it's an energy that really expresses the divine feminine. So it feels like your relationship is it's gonna be things, yeah, it's gonna be fertile in a way, like it's gonna be where things can really grow. So you might have a lot of kids. If it's not that, maybe you're meant to create something that like it's a space of more beauty, like in harmony, right? For everyone around you, like your home is going to be looking beautiful, the things are going to be taken care of. There's the plants here. Maybe both of you enjoy plants. You're going to be having lots of greenery in your house. It's going to feel very abundant to be with this person. You're gonna be embodying this energy here. You're gonna be very much in the present moment. You're gonna be in your body, right? Your soulmate is gonna help you and like embrace pleasure, right? Just come back into your senses, be more soft, be in your feminine energy. Like I said, the art of receiving, you're going to be into that. Even if you're not right now, you're going to learn how to do that because you do deserve that. So yeah, like they're going to help you see that. And in turn, you're going to help them step into their own creative flow here and break out of this, right? And just start recognizing the beauty in everyday life. And also this card, the Empress, is associated with Venus energy. So we're looking at Taurus and we're looking at Libra vibes here as well, which also reinforces the themes of love here. So yeah, it's a beautiful card. I do feel that this person really appreciates beautiful things. They appreciate comfort. And they're going to want to take care of you. They're going to want to take care of you. That's the thing. This is definitely a provider person here. So yeah, and another layer is I'm sensing that this contract is about healing like a lineage situation, like an ancestor situation here, because this energy is very tied to motherhood and like the cycles of life, right? So I feel that being with this person is gonna help you both break old family patterns here and create a new model of love for each other, right? That's more rooted in care and more rooted in abundance. So I feel that if both of you have been lacking this throughout your life and in your families, you're gonna be able to heal that together, like heal that family history and just create that for yourselves here, and also in turn for your children if you decide to have any here. So yeah, the ultimate purpose here is to just grow and to create, right? So it's going to be a very, like I said, it's going to be a fertile energy, like a fertile relationship, whether you want kids or not. And if it's not about kids, like it's just going to be about expanding, right? It's going to be about embodying, like it's just life-giving. Maybe you want to have pets, you want to take care of plants, like you want to be around life in general. So this person is here for you to create that with you, like co-create a life of lots of beauty here. That's going to bring a lot of meaning for you both. So beautiful connection, beautiful person. Let me know in the comments if it resonates. I'm going to do the oracle cards now. So okay, so we're going to be seeing here, we're going to do them, I'm actually going to lay them all out as we usually do. Yeah, see, we have family there, and we have garden. Oh my goodness. We have honeymoon, and we have I am in sync with the flow of life. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's see here. We can start off with family here. So that's the first one. Is it in frame? Yeah, it is in frame. Family. Loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. Wow. Yeah, wow. So beautiful confirmation of everything we've already seen here. Your soulmate connection has a very strong theme of family here and just building roots together. Like I said, if you're not into children, you know, this doesn't have to be a literal family, though I think for the majority part of you, it will be. Like it will be about raising children and creating a home. But it also means that the two of you are meant to just heal these old family wounds together and just rewrite what family means on your own terms here. So when you come together, this bond is very naturally gonna ripple outward into your wider circles here and bring in some harmony and support here for your other family systems here. And they're going to be able to see that and be inspired by you and your connection. So yeah, it feels like, yeah, like you're going to be sharing lots of values, and you're going to be feeling this sense of stability, and that you're going to be able to create that for others too. And I feel like I'm sensing that this connection is definitely like so guided by higher forces, like it's guided by ancestors, you know, spirit guides. And it's all about them wanting to see this union just flourish, right? And just lay down new roots here. So it's, yeah, it's going to be a connection all about anchoring love in a way that's going to be very lasting. And together you're going to be creating this foundation here that's going to be nurturing both yourselves and your family that is the closest to you, maybe your own kids, but also the people around you that you care about. So beautiful card. Beautiful card. And then we have garden. Let's see. So we have both garden and we have this card here with the Six of Cups. So look at that. So I feel like this is a person that is very much into nature, maybe into plants here, or maybe you both are. So garden, beautiful. Like that's, okay, so first of all, there's a peacock there. Right? There's two, no, there, yeah, there's two peacocks. There's one here too. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's this one here. So peacock, again, like we said there with the Empress and Libra vibes, it's, yeah, it's a symbol of beauty, right? It's a symbol of pride. It's the garden as well, which is all about growth. It's all about abundance. And I feel that this won't be a rushed connection. It's going to be a connection, again, that takes a lot of patience and time here. Just like this garden, right? Something that has to be nurtured in order to turn into something that's more lasting and more beautiful here. And I feel that with the peacocks here, like they, like I said, they do carry this sense of a little bit of pride, but like lots of dignity. And like, and when I say pride, I mean like pride in how they show up in the world, right? Not in an arrogant way, but more like in a self-respect way, right? And I'm just sensing I'm sensing a spiritual vision from these peacocks. So I feel that deep down they might be very intuitive. They do carry some wisdom there, even though I feel, again, like you are the one that is carrying that the most. You have the higher frequency and the connection. They do have that too, which is something that I think you will sync with. And you're going to teach them how to expand that. And yeah, it's going to feel good. It's going to feel very transformative here. And we have number 20 there too. So that could be of significance for one of you. We have the spades here too in this card. So 20 usually points to cycles of judgment and like renewal. So it feels like there's something karmic here. It's like this person comes into your life right at the right time for a fresh chapter to start for you. And yeah, this is all aligning with the idea that this connection, it does have a spiritual layer rather than just being material here with all the pentacles. So yeah, like it feels like they're very much connected to these themes of growth here, right? And just this beauty. So I feel that they do love that. They do love everything that looks good, like about your presence, about their home. You know, they enjoy that. They enjoy that, and they want to feel that. They feel strengthened by that. So you're both going to be enjoying that, to be in beautiful environments here together, maybe traveling to beautiful hotels. Yeah, beautiful. So, and then we have honeymoon. So speaking of travel, then we have a little airplane there. So honeymoon says honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. Yeah, I was just going to check if it was in frame. So tells me that the energy around you is going to feel very like celebratory. It's going to feel very sweet, right? Just like newlyweds. It's going to feel, yeah, you're going to feel happy. Like, even as there are challenges, you're going to be feeling this at this core, like that there is this sense of lightness and where you're always able to enjoy each other's companies here. So it feels like you're going to be in this period, in this honeymoon period for a while here, not just in the beginning, right? It's going to be throughout the connection. So that's beautiful. Like it's going to be a bond that just constantly refreshes itself, and you're gonna find new reasons to fall in love with each other, like over and over again. So, and also with the weddings here, that's interesting. You could be meeting actually, maybe at a wedding, maybe at someone's wedding here. Yeah, And of course, it could mean that you're gonna get married. I do believe that, like, you're gonna be formalizing your bond in a way that where others can witness and celebrate you guys. And yeah, if you're not into that, for others, like, that could be just a union that feels very sacred, like, it feels very worthy of celebration here. So yeah, like, what I love here is that the earlier cards really show lots of responsibility here in this long-term building, and this one is all about having more fun, not just work and duty here. So there is romance here, and there is some adventure here too with the plane. Just so you're gonna be creating lots of memories that feels very special to you both. I think you're gonna be doing lots of traveling together, and you're gonna be sharing lots of things. You're gonna be finding joy in just these everyday rituals that are gonna feel like a celebration of your bond here. So it's beautiful. Like, it feels like, yeah, it's a connection about celebration here, and also about renewal. So it's gonna feel like a very grounding connection, but it's gonna feel very uplifting to you. It's gonna feel like a vacation, right? It's gonna feel like you're always discovering something new about this person, like a positive discovery here. So yeah. And then we have your affirmation card here. So this is the affirmation that's connected to both you attracting the soulmate, but also nurturing the connection once it's actually in your life here. So I am in sync with the flow of life. If you want to screenshot this perhaps, or if you want to just write it down, remember it, say it daily. Very powerful message, right? Tells me that you're not going to have to force this connection. You're not going to have to chase it. So it's just going to come into your life at the right time. And your soulmate is going to be part of that natural rhythm here, right? Rather than something you have to be looking for, right? They're going to be stepping in when you're living in sync with your own truth here. So, and also, like, it tells me about the way that this relationship, like, or how it's like itself will feel like, where instead of this past energy I feel like you've been in, and maybe like a little bit like struggle, like more dramatic, like it's a turbulent connections that I think you've had in the past. This is a sense that things are going to be without that. There's not going to be drama. Like, it's going to be things just unfolding very naturally for you. Like, of course you're going to have challenges. I feel everybody has challenges in their connections, but like, I feel like you and this person are moving in this flow. You're moving together, like, with life instead of against it here. So by repeating this affirmation, you're going to be reminding yourself that you don't have to control every single detail, right? You just have to stay open to be aligned. So the universe is going to guide you to the right people and to the right experiences when you are in this flow here. So this is a mantra that you can hold on to once you're in this relationship, just also to keep yourself in that flow, but also, of course, if you want to use it just to attract this person and align a little bit more with this person. All right. And so, yeah, I have the dice here too. So let's check out the dice. I'm going to roll this one twice. This is just numbers 1 to 10. Let's see here. So we have 4, if that's of significance to you. And then we have 7. All right. So could be 4, could be 7, could be 47 or 74, right? If that has a special meaning to you. And then we have the signs here. So, okay, so we have Libra there again. So like with the Empress, let's see, I'm gonna roll it 3 times. All right. And there we have Scorpio, or is it Virgo? Man, I always mix them up. I will put it down up here. They're so similar. It's either Scorpio or Virgo. I'm gonna, both are M's. One looks like this, and the other one, let me see, where is it? Is it that one? No, that's the same one, right? See, is it that one? Oh no, here it is. I'm pretty sure that this is Scorpio. And this is Virgo, the other one. I lost it. Yeah, this one. So, but I will fact check myself while I'm editing this video. So, in case, could be Scorpio or Virgo. And let's see the third time here. So, okay, so Gemini. All right, so we have 2 air signs there too. So, all right. Okay, guys, so this is your reading for today. Let's see if it resonated. Hopefully it did. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and thank you so much for being here for this reading. And yeah, if it resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. So yeah, because it really just helps me know if it is resonating, and otherwise it's hard to know, you know, and if it landed for you. And just make sure to let me know. And also, of course, don't forget to like the video if you liked it and if you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more readings like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification bell so that you don't miss the upcoming videos, including the one that I'll be doing on your soulmate's appearance. And yeah, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Hello, pile 2. So if you chose this little abstract image here with the flowers, or perhaps if you chose the purple crystal for the crown chakra, then this is your reading. So I'm gonna just invite you to take a moment to get comfortable. Maybe sit down, grab a little something to drink, and just settle into your energy for this reading, because I'm gonna start laying out the cards. And we're gonna just separate, because these here are the tarot cards. These are the oracle cards that we're gonna do in the end. And I'm also gonna do these dice here to see if we can get more information on your person. And so I'm gonna lay them all face down here, and then we're gonna be revealing them one by one. So starting from question 1, 2, 3, and continuing on to 5, all the way to the 8th question before we do the oracle cards right at the end, just so that you can get a little more depth about your person here. Sorry about the squeaky chair. I just sat down. I was looking into the viewfinder to see if the cards were in frame. So just take a deep breath and tune into your intuition. And let's start. Let's explore this together, who your soulmate might be here. So, well, the first question that we have is, what is your soulmate's core personality energy? This card over here. And here we have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting card. Very, very telling card. This one, it could be an earth sign, just saying from the beginning, because it is Pentacles. So could be Taurus, could be Virgo, could be Capricorn energy, and we're going to see if we get any more on that with the other cards. But mainly it tells me that this is a person that has gone through a lot of hardship in their lives, and it's built some sort of very big resilience in this person. So I feel like they have gone through times where they felt very much overlooked. You know, they might have felt abandoned, even unsupported by the people in their surroundings here. And for that, the lesson in that was to teach them empathy and to teach this person to have a lot of compassion with other people. Could also be with animals. So they know what it feels like to struggle. And they would never want someone that they love to feel the same way, right? So they're very humble as a person. And they have a grounded sort of humility here with the Pentacles energy. So they don't take anything for granted, right? Either when it comes to love, when it comes to stability. They're a very loyal person. And they treasure these things even more, because they know what it's like to go without those things. So that makes them very genuine as a person, right? And they're not here for anything that's shallow. They don't want anything that's surface level in any of their connections, right? They really value what's real. So there's a lot of strength in this card. This person has a lot of perseverance. And it's not an easy energy. It's not an easy energy to come from. But it also, like, it's an energy that creates people that keep walking their path, right? Even when that path is really cold and really uncertain. So it's a person that doesn't give up easily here, right? They really don't abandon people. They don't abandon the people that they care about, right? They push through. And that persistence is what is one of their most defining traits here. So yeah, so it's beautiful. And I feel that they are quite vulnerable as a person, even though they are resilient. So I'm sensing this vulnerability energy from this card. Like, I feel that they might have a little bit of shadow when it comes to wrestling with feelings of not being enough, where they don't perceive themselves as enough, right? And they feel like an outsider. And I feel that this kind of makes them cautious in love, right? Until they feel safe in a connection. So I'm sensing it could be a Scorpio energy because of that. Because it's a person that takes a little while to open up. But when they do, they're gonna love you with a lot of depth, because they're gonna know that you're trustworthy, and they're gonna know how precious this connection really is for them. So yeah, I'm sensing this, that it's a person that is initially a little bit closed off, probably has a smaller circle of friends, right? And the people that are close to them, they will do anything for those people. They seem to be very altruistic, very caring as a person, right? So probably a person that is likely connected with some sort of activism or donating money to charities. And it's connected to earth energy, this card. So like I said, it's likely an earth sign. I'm getting Scorpio too, but also with an earth sign, that means that they're very practical, right? They're into realism. They have a patience about it, and they're very connected to the world, to the material world. So it's someone that knows how to work with what they have, right? And a person that values building something solid rather than just chasing like empty illusions here, right? They don't just want what's fast and what's like dopamine inducing, but they're more stable, and they feel very empathetic as a person. They feel very real, very humble, very resilient, like I said. I feel that they do carry quite a bit of scars. Doesn't have to be literal scars. Could be like trauma wounds. And that's something that they have learned throughout their lives to transmute into wisdom. And that wisdom is what makes this person a very safe person to be around and a very steady partner to have. So yeah, I'm feeling that they're a very, very kind-hearted, very altruistic person that likely is involved with helping others, probably always takes the side of the underdog. When they were young, they would always defend the kid in school that was bullied, and they would try and stand up for the bullies. So it's a person that deeply cares about those that are in need because they have been in that position themselves. Maybe they have been bullied in the past, right? And it's something that they're always trying to achieve as an adult, to rescue people, to fix situations, to make life better and easier for people around them, and including you. And we have question number 2. So number 2 is, how does your soulmate show love and affection? So it's this card. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So again, with the Pentacles energy here, just saying that if you want to check out reading number 1 or pile number 1, we did have a lot of Pentacles there. I got a lot of Virgo energy from that reading. So might be connected to this one too. It could be the same person perhaps for some of you. And it's like, it tells me that they're very much into collaborating, right? They're very supportive as a person, and they don't see relationships as a one person effort, but for them it's more about building something together, right? And their affection comes through in the ways that they cooperate with you and they listen to you, right? So they do have a tendency to make space for both people in the connection to contribute to the bond. So it's a card all about teamwork. I feel that this person really shows love by making you feel like you're on the same side and you're working towards a shared vision together in your day-to-day activities and your tasks, right? So they want to be always beside you and contributing, right? And just building things with you just step by step. So it feels like as a love language, that would be acts of service that shows up here, right? And they want to have lots of shared projects with you. I feel that they're very helpful. They will want to help you with things that matter to you. They're going to be very supportive of you, of your ambitions, right? They're going to be encouraging of you, your talents. So they're going to be a cheerleader for you. They're not going to be someone that just sits on the sidelines, but they want to actively participate in your life. And there's a lot of respect coming out from this card, like lots of like admiration energy here. So I feel like they're gonna be very prone to recognizing your skills and your gifts. And your soulmate's way of showing affection is going to be noticing that. They're going to be noticing your strengths, right? And they're going to be mentioning those and celebrating those. And yeah, they're going to be pointing out things that they admire about you. And they're going to lean on you in the areas where you shine and make you feel very valued and very appreciated here. And yeah, it feels like another piece here is that they love partnership energy. So they're not going to be afraid of just putting in the work and having that shared effort here. And that's what's going to make you feel loved by this person. Because yeah, I'm not saying that they're going to do everything for you and you're going to like lose your independence here. I'm not sensing that. But they're going to be there for you. Like they're going to be next to you, like building a life together, just side by side. So they have this very collaborative energy that's very supportive in a respectful way here. And they're going to make you feel like a partner to them, right? That's very seen and valued here. And you're going to always feel included by this person to build your life, your shared life together here. So it's beautiful. They're all about teamwork. They're all about finding those mutual efforts and encouraging them and encouraging you to also shine in your own value here through pointing it out for you. Even the things that you might miss about yourself, they're going to notice and they're going to point it out. And for question number 3, that is, what are your soulmate's strengths and gifts in a relationship? So, oh, wow, interesting. So we have our first fire card there. There's a 5 of Wands, so it could be a fire sign element too here. Or it doesn't have to be a sun sign. Always when I say this, could be moon, could be rising. So this could be a Sagittarius, could be a Leo, and an Aries. And also I have to say about this card that when people see the 5 of Wands, like they usually think about conflict situations, but I feel that in this position here of strengths, it actually shows something really powerful about your soulmate, that their gift is that they're not scared of tension. And even though they're going to be finding mutual things with you, they're not going to run away just because you have something that is different, right, in your opinions, right? They're going to know that disagreements and challenges are creating contrasts, and that's a part of growth, right? Those contrasting opinions are a part of growth. So they're not going to be running away from that. They're going to be leaning into that. And I don't feel that it's in a way that is like to create drama or create conflict between you, but it's just because like they value honesty, right? They prefer honesty over pretending that everything's fine. So their strength here is in bringing things to the surface and just giving space for every voice to be heard, right? And just working through that friction so that the relationship can become stronger. Yeah, on the other side of that, when you get over that. So they're not going to be shying away from a little push-pull, because they know that that's the type of energy that's going to keep things alive, and that's what makes the connection real. So they're not scared of that. Like they could be, I'm sensing that they could be a little bit competitive too, but it's going to be like in a playful way. So yeah, it's like, yeah, it could be like a little sharpening edge to that, like a little bit testy, right? So I feel that it's more like, in the sense, it's not like I'm not sensing a drama thing, but I'm sensing more that they're going to be sort of pushing you a little bit in ways that are going to challenge you to grow and to stand up for yourself, right? So if you, for example, are a person that has like a little bit of a social phobia, you don't feel comfortable in calling in the waiter and ordering at a restaurant, right? And you tell them this, they're going to be a little bit challenging that, and they're going to try and have you face that fear and maybe practice that with you. Or if you're uncomfortable making phone calls, calling to the doctor to book an appointment, they're going to be encouraging you in a very supportive way to face those fears. And then they're going to give you lots of credit if you successfully do so. I don't feel that they're going to force you to do those things if you don't want to do them, if you really truly don't want to face those fears. But I do sense that since they have developed a lot of resilience through their own struggles, they sense that that's the way to go about it. It's to face those fears, it's to face those struggles head on. So yeah, so they don't want you to crumble when there is something that is a little bit of a challenge here, right? And they don't do that. They don't crumble if there's a disagreement, right? And they rather use that sort of as a springboard, as a fuel to sort of build better understanding. So yeah, I feel like they're a very dynamic person. They're very passionate as a person with this card, right? And it's because they're not avoiding any hard conversations, right? They're very engaging, and yeah, makes everything feel like very much alive when they're around. So I feel that their greatest gift is their ability to handle friction with courage and with honesty, right? And to bring in passion and resilience in this more playful way here. And it doesn't feel like a clashing energy, but I do sense that they are protective of you. So if you would be in a dangerous situation, they would definitely protect you. They wouldn't be scared of defending you, right? And backing you up in any sort of situation where, like, I mean, I don't know if bar fights happen in real life. Did it happen in movies only? But yeah, definitely if someone was, yeah, trying to be threatening towards you, either online or in real life, they would likely step in and defend you. And that person would just back off because they do have that energy about them that, yeah, you don't, you don't screw with them, right? So yeah, and there could be some clashes, of course, as with all relationships, but in this case, you're gonna use those clashes to create something together where you both can move through those clashes and build respect for each other through experiencing truth in your communication here. So I'm sensing that it's a constructive sort of conflict, right? And so we have question 4. What shadow or challenge does your soulmate carry? Oh, okay. So the Hermit, yeah. So that's the Virgo energy right there. So it could be a Virgo for sure. Like I said in the first reading, we got the Virgo here with the dice. So Hermit, yeah, as a challenge, that would be that they have a tendency to self-isolate quite a bit and sometimes withdraw. So I feel like this is a person that they can have a tendency to just retreat into themselves, and especially if they're going through something difficult here. So instead of just reaching out and leaning on other people, their first instinct is going to be to just go quiet and pull back and try to work things out alone. Because I feel that this is also to do with the 5 of Pentacles here in the past. It's likely that something that came from their childhood. I don't know if they had issues with their parents. Maybe they were a person that was always encouraged to be strong and to deal with things their own. Maybe they had to grow up very quickly when they were younger and take a lot of responsibility as a child. And so they've developed this thing in them where they do retreat, and they do feel that they would rather fix this on their own. They don't have to. It's not like, it's more a feeling of they don't want to burden anyone with their own struggles. They want to fix people, but they don't want to be fixed. That's the sort of thing. They feel like I'm sensing almost a little bit of embarrassment over asking for help. Like they don't want to be that person, right? Even though they are that person for other people to lean on, they don't want to be that person for other people because they feel like that's sort of a burden here. So they would prefer to just work it out alone to the biggest extent that they can. So, but also on the positive side, this Hermit energy makes them very wise because they're very reflective and they're good at fixing things alone. So, but of course in a relationship, like as a shadow aspect, that can create a little bit of distance. So I feel like they might sometimes just leave their partner wondering what's going on with them, like, and asking them, like, oh, what are you thinking? You know, wondering what's going on in their inner world or why they've gone quiet, like if it's something wrong, if you did something. So, and it's not to do with you. Usually it's to do with them feeling like a burden for showing up in this sort of messy way. They don't want to do that. They want to first arrange themselves. I feel like this is the type of person that will rather talk about their struggles after they fix the struggles, almost as a sort of like a little bit validation seeking thing where they are like, yeah, so I had this really big problem happen to me, but I fixed it. And you're like, but why didn't you tell me when you were having the problem? Yeah, no, you know, I didn't want to, yeah, you know, it was handleable. It was fine. I could fix it, right? And they want you to feel proud of them about having handled that alone, but they won't tell you when the problem is still active. It's still on their plate. They will only share that with you after it's resolved, right? So that, yeah. And it is to do with that. It is to do that they likely have felt judged in the past by showing up in this way where the thing is not fixed, right? And they might feel that unless they have the perfect solution for this or like the perfect way of communicating this, they would rather just keep things inside. So there is a tendency to just isolate that can become a challenge in a relationship with this person. And especially if communication just gets stalled and they just have their little room that they go into, or they go out for a walk, you know, if there is an argument, they don't want to talk about it immediately. They want to process it first by themselves. Yeah. So you might sometimes feel that it's a punishment to you, but it's their way of processing things. It's like that. They want to first just sort of integrate that within themselves and find their own wisdom in order to see some sort of clue. And if they're not able to find any clue to solve the situation, they will actively ask for help. But it's just initially, that's not their first instinct to do so. And yeah, so, and also since it is a Virgo element, right, there is an element of perfectionism here. Man, I'm feeling so much connection to pile 1. So yeah, check out that pile. Like, really advise you to do that. And yeah, I feel like they want to sort of get everything right before they bring it to someone else. That's the thing. That's what I'm sensing here. So, and it does come from a good place. I want to say that it does come from a good place. Like, they want to be thoughtful, right? It's to do with their empathy. So they feel that it's the considerate thing to do, where yeah, like, they don't want to be a burden, but also that in turn leaves them feeling quite a bit alone in their own struggles. So the reassurance that I have for you here is that it doesn't mean that they're cold. There's nothing that you did wrong, right? And it's not that they're unavailable to you as a person, that they don't love you. In fact, like, they deeply love this, like, they want connection. They find that very valuable, right? But it's just that, like, their challenge is to learn that vulnerability doesn't have to always be perfect, right? Or just polished anyway. Like, it's okay to let someone in even when they haven't figured it out yet, and like they don't have all the answers yet. So overall, their shadow is all about learning how to balance their solitude with being more open. And some parts of that I don't consider to even be a shadow, because it just feels like that's the type of energy that they have, where they do need their alone time in order to get some clarity and some wisdom from themselves here. But part of their growth in love is realizing that letting someone share that with them, and even share the struggles, like all the parts of the journey, not just the good parts, is going to make the path lighter for them, and it's going to help them resolve things quicker with other perspectives than just their own, right? So that's something that they're learning in this lifetime here. And question 5 is, so how does your soulmate communicate and connect emotionally? Oh, we have the star. Oh, beautiful. We have the star. Nice. Really good card to see in that position. So it tells me that your soulmate connects emotionally in a way that's very vulnerable and open and authentic, right? Where when they open up and they trust you to actually speak from their heart, right? And just they feel safe with you enough to do so. That's why I mean that they have a closer friend group. They're very selective about their sort of like inner sphere. And like, to those people, they do that. They feel safe in doing that, perhaps to one of their parents, to their closest friends, right? And so when they do that and they feel safe in doing so, they don't just put on a show, right? And say the things that they think that you want to hear, right? But they say the truth. So they want to have a connection with you that feels very honest and healing, right? Through being very clear. And yeah, healing, that's the thing with this card. So I feel like they don't have the easiest time with this, is what I'm sensing. I feel like it's a very selective group that gets to see that side of them, because majority part is this sort of withdrawing energy here. But when they do open up, it's gonna come straight from their soul. Like, it's a very transparent energy, right? It's hopeful. It's a hopeful card. So this person is gonna communicate their feelings with, I'm sensing almost like I'm sensing this white light. It's like this purity energy that's gonna make you feel safe, because then you know that you're part of the inner circle. When you've managed to crack open that shell, that really hard shell, and like let them feel safe, that's when you're gonna feel safe too. So again, with the 5 of Pentacles too and the star, like, it makes so much sense, because like, especially this here being at the top and then this at the bottom, because it's just like, it's this renewal after the hardship that they've gone through. So this is something that they've brought into their lives, that they've learned throughout the years, where I feel like their emotional presence is very soothing, right? Rather than just saying straight up that they love you, for example, they're gonna show you that through how they encourage you with their words, right? How they act and how they encourage you, like how they hold space for you when you're struggling, right? How they want to make, yeah, they want to make you feel lighter. They want to make you feel calm. They want to align you with feeling hopeful, right? They're going to be, yeah, it feels like a really, really good person. And also this card is connected to Aquarius energy. I just want to say that. So there is an energy of vision and an idealism in the Aquarius energy. So I feel like they might communicate emotions in a way that looks to the future. And they talk about, yeah, I mean, yeah, they talk about what's possible, right? What they want to create together with you. They have a lot of vision, like they have a lot of goals as a person. So I feel like their main way of connecting emotionally is definitely through honesty. And they're learning how to open up and be more vulnerable, right? And when they finally do so, it's going to be very healing. And it's going to be very refreshing for you to experience that. And that's going to in turn make both of you have a lot more trust in each other and the things that you can build together here. So beautiful energy, beautiful energy. And like I said, really good to see that, especially after the Five of Pentacles. That means that they've done the work here. So it's good. And so we have a question 6. So what role will your soulmate play in your personal growth? And it's the Queen of Wands. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So now we have double fire here. So very radiant card. Tells me that their role in your growth is just to help you step into your confidence here. And help you be more magnetic. So I feel like this queen, like she's very passionate. She's honest about who she is. She's herself. She owns up to her own energy. She's very like unapologetical. I'm never saying that word right. Why do I even try? Like unapologetic, right? That's the word. I have to close my eyes to do that. Unapologetic, yeah. So they want you to be in that way, unapologetic, right? They want you to be yourself. They want you to be able to step into your energy, to embody that energy, and that's through the honesty thing here. So you're gonna be very supportive. You're gonna be supported to take up space. You're gonna be supported to speak your truth, right? Just go after your passions, go after what you want, right? Don't dim yourself, right? If there's any part of you that second guesses yourself and second guesses your choices, they're gonna remind you of trying to do that, like trying to pursue the things that you want, like go after your passions here. So they're gonna see you, they're gonna see your fire, even when you're not really seeing that clearly, and they're gonna help you nurture that. So, and it's also a card about independence here and self-expression. So I feel like your soulmate might play a role of, yeah, like a cheerleader for you, but also both a partner and a cheerleader. So they're gonna be reminding you that love doesn't mean losing yourself to them, right? They're going to be encouraging you to grow more into who you are and to be yourself in a more authentic way. So that's going to be like, I'm sensing a mutual growth for both of you. It's not just one way, where they're going to be helping you step into yourself, like embracing your own fire with this energy, but also you're going to be helping them with, maybe you're a water sign, you might be helping them with water, right? So to soften into their own emotional vulnerability, to, yeah, just soften up a little bit, just open their heart up a little bit, right? And you're going to remind them that it's safe to do that. And they're going to remind you that it's okay to be fearless and to, yeah, like make the phone call, right? Even if it's scary. So together you're going to be able to create a partnership that feels very powerful, but also very compassionate here. So yeah, the role that they play in your growth is like, it's going to be to awaken your confidence and also your creativity. I'm getting that from this card. So this could be an artist. It could be a person that likes to create, maybe like drawing, painting, anything to do with your hands. I'm sensing this, like, yeah, like, I mean, I'm sensing artist vibes, like maybe carpentry. So it feels like a creative person. It feels like you're gonna be making things together, like creating things together. And could even be digital. It doesn't have to be physical, like a physical art medium. It could be like you know, they're a programmer, you're a designer, like, and you work together, you start a company together, and you work through this Three of Pentacles energy here in collaboration, right? But yeah, like, definitely you're going to nurture each other's ability to step into that passion and that creativity. And also you're going to create, or yeah, you're going to open up space for them to experience more emotions here. So I'm sensing a very strong, like, water and fire energy here. So like to be very courageous, but also to be very soft. So it's gonna bring out the best in both of you. Let me know in the comments if you are a water sign watching this, by the way. That would be interesting because I didn't ask that in pile 1. But yeah. So okay, so we have now question 7 here. So what energy surrounds the meeting or recognition of this soulmate? And here we have the Fool. Okay. All right, so right off the bat, like, there is a dog in this image here. So could be that this person has a dog. Could be maybe that you meet when you are walking outside with your dog or their dog. Yeah, but like, could be animals involved in the picture there. Maybe both of you are dog lovers. But yeah, it feels like also the main energy of this card is not the dog, but it's that sense of a fresh start and like a new beginning. So the Fool is all about, yeah, it's stepping into the unknown with lots of curiosity and lots of trust. So I feel that your first meeting is going to come at a time when either one or both of you are starting over something, likely after a big life change here. And I'm sensing even maybe like a move. Maybe you moved places. I'm sensing this. It could be that you relocated and you met this person in the new place. But yeah, definitely after a bigger change here. So, and that's going to be, yeah, it's going to be at a point where you're ready to take a risk and open yourself to something new here. And the energy around this meeting it feels light and playful, like unexpected. Like there's like kind of encounter where you don't really realize the significance right away, but there is a sense of openness and possibility, right? Like you feel that anything can really happen from this point when you meet them. And again, like, this is tied to Aquarius energy, so it's Uranus energy. So it does have that element of just unconventional. So I feel that it might not happen in the most traditional way. Like, it could feel quite sudden, like out of the blue. And likely it's going to be in a setting that you didn't really plan for. So there's a little bit of like a hint of destiny, like fate in this meeting. And it's going to feel spontaneous. Like I said, it could be a person that has a dog. It could be something to do with that. I'm sensing that here. And yeah, you just like taking your dog out for a walk here in the dog park. You meet this person there and you start talking, right? But yeah, like, what's really important about this card is that it's the feeling that it brings. Because it just, when you meet the soulmate, you're going to feel this inner knowing, like you're going to feel like you can trust this person, right? And to just want to follow your intuition and just hang out with them, right? Take the leap, right? So even if logic says that it's not going to make sense, that leap of faith that you're going to take is going to be the doorway into this connection. So it feels like the energy around you is all about newness and also about trust, and especially for them to learn how to develop that. I feel that their main energy is to develop trust in others, and your main energy is to develop trust in yourself here. And you're going to both be helping each other with that, right? So for both ways, it's a lesson about less control and just more surrender, right? So, and that's the beginning of that. It's just the universe saying that this is a new chapter. So are you ready? Like, do you want to step into this? Do you dare stepping into this? So both of you are going to have to sort of like initiate yourselves into starting to face this, right? And sort of challenge this this pattern here through this breaking point here where you're gonna have to do that decision. And yeah, we're both ready, and that's how it's gonna initiate. So beautiful. Yeah, very telling to see the Fool there. All right, so then we have the question 8. So what is the ultimate purpose of your soul contract together? Let's see. Queen of Cups. Beautiful. Oh, wow. So yeah, it's all about healing. Again, like with the star, it's all about emotional connection, right? Feeling compassion for each other, feeling this sort of depth in the way that you communicate with each other. So it's a lot of empathy again with this card. It's a lot of intuition. It tells me that your soulmate is going to be meant to feel like a very safe sort of container where both of you can show up exactly as you are and still feel like this unconditional love for each other, where you both feel very safe and like both of you will hold space for one another. So yeah, it feels very romantic. I'm sensing like a very romantic vibe from this, but it's also very healing. Like you're gonna be healing each other through this romance, through this love connection. So they're gonna teach you how to trust in your emotions, how to open up, how to become more soft, how to receive, how to nurture, how to be nurtured, right? And in turn, you're gonna help them feel safe enough to be vulnerable and to share the deeper parts of themselves that they keep hidden, that they're maybe embarrassed of. And you're gonna be able to embrace that and make them see that they're not broken for having those parts. So yeah, so you're both gonna teach each other, like heal each other, teach each other through healing rather. So, and very intuitive card too. So it feels like another purpose here is to strengthen your own connection to your intuition and to come back to your spiritual flow. So it's gonna open up something psychic for you. It's gonna open up your emotional channels and help you both sort of tune into yourselves and tune into each other more on a soul level here, right? So, and I feel like there's also a collective layer to this card. I feel like, yeah, together you might be playing a role for others that is healing. And also tied back to the Five of Pentacles, I feel like maybe you both are into helping other people, into charity, like, or I feel also, like I said, with the creative expression, right? That, yeah, it's going to be something to do with that. I'm sensing that it's going to be healing through creative expression here. And you're going to be leading by example for others to look at your relationship and see that, yeah, wow, this is something that I want to have. Wow, they have such a beautiful connection. So it's going to be an inspiring, very healing energy towards others. It's going to radiate to other people as well, where they're going to, yeah, they're going to feel inspired by you too. So yeah, I feel like you're going to have a healing presence when both of you connect. It's going to feel like you're emanating this sort of, yeah, just very, it's going to be like a soft, but also very empowering energy. Like very, very powerful, very healing, very emotional, very safe, right? It's like, yeah, it's very healing. Like it's gonna be like, wow. Wow. Yeah. I get such weird images, but I say them like, I'm getting like, you know, those deep conditioners, like the ones that are in the pot, like that are really thick. They have to like scoop out with your hands and like put in your hair, and your hair is really, really dry. And it kind of just like puts the cuticles of the hair back together so it becomes really smooth and shiny and silky. And you feel that sensation on your hair, you feel it on your hands. Like that's the energy. I know it's weird, but like that's what I'm seeing in front of me. So that's that balm, and that's what it's going to be feeling like for others to be around you. It's almost like they just lather that conditioner all on their bodies, and they just feel very silky, very smooth, like yeah, like it's like nurtured, like it's a nurturing energy. So I just want to say that. But yeah, so I'm gonna start off with your oracle cards before we do the dice here. So let's lay them out here. So we have author. All right. You have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. And we have clouds, and we have pregnancy. Someone is expecting. And we also have, I trust that my intuition is always leading me in the right direction. This is your affirmation card for today. So we're going to start off with this first card here. So author. So let me see, is it in frame? Yeah. Okay, so this card, I pulled it out to speak a little bit more about the purpose of this connection. So with this message, it does tie very beautifully into your connection, because it tells me that one of the purposes in this relationship is to help you, like likely both of you, to just find your voice and tell your story here, right? So literally with the creative part, it could be that you're going to write something together. You know, you're going to maybe do a podcast, you're going to record something together and just, yeah, share your story with the world, right? Yeah, it's the creation energy. I'm getting this. And also it feels symbolic. It feels like you both are just rewriting your own life narrative here. So yeah, like I said earlier, with because this person has been through some hardship, right? And they do carry a lot of renewal energy, like a lot of hopeful energy here. So I feel like your bond is going to be transforming their old wounds into a new chapter where, yeah, they don't feel defined but by what hurt this person, but like what they created from that, and that's going to turn into wisdom for them, and they in turn are going to want to teach others how to do that, how to go through that journey. So yeah, like there's this super strong sense here that this connection is going to be very creative, like it's going to inspire creative expression in some form. Could be art, like could be drawing, could be writing with this, could be music. Maybe you both are into playing instruments, right? um and yeah, it's just, it feels like just the you have this pull to just, yeah, just express yourself through art, and that's going to help you just express your truth more freely in a more, yeah, authentic way. So I feel that they're going to be very encouraging in that. They're going to be encouraging you to share your story, and I feel you are going to in turn inspire them to just put their own experiences into words here. So yeah, this is a connection all about expressing truth through creativity and through being authentic. So yeah, it's gonna help both of you just start writing new chapters for yourself. So beautiful. And then we have clouds. All right, so this, okay. So there's this face here, there's these birds here, right? And the number is 6, right? So I do feel that there is a little bit of confusion with this card, and a little bit of just unclear vision with the clouds here. Like there's something that is uncertain about this energy. So it tells me that it's likely gonna start unfolding, this connection, in a period of time where things feel a little bit uncertain for you. And yeah, like it feels like your life is sort of in transition and you don't have all the answers yet. So maybe at first it's gonna take a while to develop this into a connection, right? Where you're not gonna be able to really see where the relationship is headed. So that's just the universe teaching you how to trust the process, right? So, and there's this face, like it feels like a godlike face here in the clouds that's just blowing out. So it's tells me about divine, like it's divine guidance, right? That even when you don't see the full picture, there is a higher intelligence at work here that's watching over this connection. And with the birds, like that could be transformation, and yeah, just messages from the spirit world. So it feels like you are very much connected to spirit. They're guiding this connection, right? And with the 6, so 6 in numerology, it's about harmony, it's about partnership, right? It connects to growth, it connects to action, right? Just, yeah, partnership, vitality. It's, yeah, it could be challenging as a number, but also with the clouds here, like it feels like it's what's actually pushing the relationship towards more expansion here and towards growth. So feels like this connection won't be super straightforward in the beginning. There might be a little bit of uncertainty here and a little bit of questions, but behind that uncertainty, there's going to be divine orchestration going on. And the clouds here are eventually going to clear, right? And when they do, then you're going to be able to know. Then you're going to be able to experience something beautiful in this connection that you couldn't really see here at first glance, just stepping right into that. And so we have pregnancy. Okay, so I always say that, like, someone is expecting, like, if you're not into having kids, so I always leave a message, of course, we obviously know what this means, right? So yeah, likely you're gonna have children with this person. But if it doesn't align with you and you don't want to have a literal family, like you don't want to like reproduce, then it's just, again, it's about creation. It's about new beginnings. So it does feel like the energy of just bringing something new into the world. So that could be a child, that could be a book, that could be a shared project, that could be the versions of yourself that you're stepping into. right? There's a theme here about patience, timing, right? Just like real pregnancy, it's gonna take a lot of time and nurturing before you give birth. Like, I feel like this connection is gonna be unfolding in stages here, and it's gonna require quite a bit of care and trust, and knowing that what's being created here is gonna be worth the wait. So, but yeah, for sure, of course, there's a fertility element here, and like a growth element here. So I feel like this connection is very, like, it's not static, right? It's very alive and evolving, right? And all of that is just, it's meant to be bringing in something new, like birthing something new into the world here. So most likely you will have kids, just saying. But like I said, if you don't want kids, then yeah, could be this. Literally, could be anything to do with creation. So I do feel like I said, very, very creative energy from this. And then we have your last oracle card or your affirmation card. So this affirmation here, so you can take a screenshot if you'd like. I trust that my intuition is always leading me in the right direction. It could be just for attracting a connection or for nurturing the connection once it's in your life, right? So just very powerful message, especially after the clouds, because this is a reminder of you when you are feeling confused and when things are feeling a little bit unclear, your intuition is going to be your guide towards where you're meant to be here. So I do sense that this connection might not always make sense in like logical terms, right? I feel like it's going to come in very unexpectedly. It's going to be happening and like unfolding in lots of ways that you didn't really anticipate. But your inner knowing is going to be able to recognize it before your mind does. So that's why this affirmation is really important, because it's going to give you trust. It's going to anchor you in that trust. So by repeating this, you're going to be reminding yourself that you don't have to control the timing and the details of the situation. So universe has already set this connection on your path. So your job here is to just stay open so that you can be aligned with this, right? And so that you can tune into those inner nudges that tell you that this is the right thing for you. So this affirmation is going to be a tool for you. It's going to be a blessing for you, right? And this is what's going to help you attract your soulmate by staying in this flow, and also help you navigate the relationship when it's a little bit harder, in order to keep you just grounded in trust, no matter what challenges are going to come up here. So that's beautiful. And I'm gonna do the little dice here. So, okay, let's start with this one. So this is just numbers. It's 1 through 10. No, sorry, 1 through 12, actually. Oh, okay. So let's see. I'm gonna do it twice, and then we're gonna see what those numbers are. So first we have number 2. Number 2. Feels like I'm doing bingo. And then we're gonna do again. So number 5. All right. So could be 2, could be 5, could be 25, or could be 52. So in case any of those numbers have any specific connection to you, you might resonate with that. And now I'm going to do zodiac signs. I'm going to do this 3 times. So let's see. The first one here is Cancer energy. All right. So let me know in the comments if you are a Cancer or your connection is a Cancer. And let's do it again and see here. All right. So again, Virgo. Yeah, we got this one and the last one too. So Virgo energy. And then we also have, oh my goodness, out of frame. All right, so Gemini. All right. Okay, guys. So I'm going to put them here. And that's it. That wraps up your reading pile too. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me today. And if this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, because it's always nice to see how these messages land, if they resonate or not. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, just don't forget to give the video a little like, because it's going to help support the channel. So, and of course, if you'd like more readings like this, then make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any upcoming videos, including the one I'm going to be doing soon about your soulmate's appearance. That's going to be super exciting. So yeah, just take care and just trust your intuition. And I'm going to see you guys in the next reading. Okay, bye. Hello, pile 3. So if you chose this abstract image here with the flowers, or perhaps if you chose this yellow aventurine crystal here for the solar plexus chakra, this is the reading for you. So we're gonna get right into it, and just gonna ask you to just get cozy, I'm gonna separate the tarot cards from the oracle cards. Grab a little blanket, grab yourself a little tea, just whatever helps you settle in. And let's take this step by step together. I'm gonna start by laying out the cards all face down. We're gonna be revealing them one at a time. And if they look wonky, I'm gonna check the viewfinder really soon to see if they are aligned. We're gonna be flipping them over one by one and answering question from 1 through 8 in this order here. So let me just check here. It's a little bit wonky. I mean, that's a little bit better, right? So yes, so for this reading, like I said, I'm gonna keep the little mystery element here of them having them face down. And yeah, the picture of your soulmate is going to be unfolding gradually here so that we can extract as much information as possible from each card, right? So take a deep breath and tune into your intuition. And let's start exploring who your soulmate is going to be. So we have the first question, and that is, what is your soulmate's core personality energy? And here we have Judgment. Okay, all right. So right off the bat, it's Scorpio energy. It's like a Pluto energy, this card. So very transformative. It's like a card of awakening. Like, yeah, it's transformation. So I feel like this person goes through a lot of self-realization. They might be quite spiritual at their core, at least. Like there's someone they always change. Like they don't stay the same for long, right? They go through lots of cycles of growth, death and rebirth, like shedding old layers, just stepping into higher versions of themselves, right? They're constantly evolving. They're constantly wanting to become more authentic. So it is a very intense person. I'm feeling this already. Like they're very, very deep. They have a lot of purpose. They do chase a lot of purpose in their lives. They don't want anything that's shallow. They don't want anything that's on the surface. Like either in connections or in their lives in general. Like they chase after just evolving themselves. Like they want to understand themselves. They want to understand the world. They want to have the bigger picture about things, right? They might feel a little bit karmic. This connection, I'm sensing this. Like their very presence in your life is going to carry a weight of destiny here and lots of lessons here. So yeah, very self-aware, very, very self-aware, right? This energy is like a mirror energy. So it's going to feel very faded. It's going to feel like it's a timing thing here going on. I feel that this person is going to be very capable of reflecting truth to you. Sometimes a little bit uncomfortably, like it's going to be intense. Like they are intense, but they're going to carry a lot of intention of awakening both themselves and awakening you. So I feel like this person does this with everyone. It's just their presence. They have this energy about them. They probably is the type of person that just everybody opens up to. Like they don't even have to ask questions. They have this intense, I'm feeling this, I'm not gonna discuss too much appearance, but I do feel this intense look about their eyes when they look at people, this kind of piercing, almost like sort of makes people a little bit uncomfortable. They have this very, very deep eye contact with people that they don't usually break. It's always the other person that breaks it first. And yeah, but it's the mirror thing. I'm not sensing that they lecture. I'm not sensing that they're like pointing out what's wrong with people. Like, you have to change this. It's nothing like that. It's just their energy. It's just their energy. Like they have a very strong energy, very strong presence, right? And it's because they're very like, they just embody this authenticity and this truth so strongly that it just challenges people to look at themselves differently. So yeah, I'm sensing Scorpio right off the bat. It's a sign of just transformation and intensity. So I feel like your soulmate is going to have a lot of strong Scorpio placements. It doesn't have to be their soulmate. They're going to have some Scorpio placements in there. And they're going to be embodying that archetype of just the phoenix, right? Just rising from the ashes, like the death card, right? Then it's a person that they're not scared of endings. They know that it's also a beginning. So they have a very transformative and like a very transformative energy about them. Like they're very self-aware. It feels like, yeah, this is a very karmically charged connection, and they're here to awaken themselves. Like that's why they came down here. Like they want to go through a spiritual awakening, and in doing so, they also awaken other people that they connect with. So when you meet them, you're gonna feel this right away. You're gonna know this right away. Like, it's not just another person, right? This is someone that's gonna change you. They're gonna change your life. They're gonna unlock something in you. They're gonna start changing the trajectory of your soul. Like, you're gonna feel this karmic pull. Like, you're gonna feel this intensity. Like, it's gonna feel very magnetic. Oh gosh, like, oh my God, like, it's such an intense energy. Oh my goodness. I do get why I feel like people like people see this person as a little bit uncomfortable. I'm sensing this. I'm sensing such strong Scorpio vibes. Wow. But like, I don't I don't feel like they're a bad person. I just feel like they are very intense, and they can see through bullshit. Like, they can see through lies. So when people try and trick them and fool them, like, they just see right through that manipulation. And so people that are more manipulative and like false and fake, like, they're just gonna avoid them like the plague. They're just gonna sense that, oh man, like, I cannot lie to this person. You know how kids are, and even animals, like, yeah, like younger kids, animals, like, they're very intuitive. They always sense when something's a bit shady about someone. They have this energy as an adult, and they will call you out for lying. So it feels like people that do lie and people that have a presence that is a little bit fake, they're gonna be terrified of this person. They're gonna run. Wow. And it does feel to me like they don't even have to say much. Like, they just know things. They feel so intuitive. So let's see. So we have question 2. That is, how does your soulmate show love and affection? So let's see. Oh man. So I have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so that's air. That's air energy there. So it could be Libra, it could be Aquarius, it could be Gemini. And yeah, it tells me that, like I said, like, they're very honest. They're very direct as a person. Very clear, right? It's just, they're not the type to beat around the bush about anything. They're not the type to just like put their words into like what do you how is the expression, like, when you, I always say put words in cotton candy. I know that's not the right expression, but that's, yeah, they don't do that. They don't sugarcoat, that's the word. They don't sugarcoat things, right? So they just, their affection just is gonna come through in how they speak truth to you, even when it's like really not easy to hear those truths, right? So they're gonna express love through lots of clarity and lots of respect. And they're gonna want you to do the same. They're gonna want you to communicate openly with them, right? They're gonna want you to set boundaries that protect the relationship, but they're gonna do that too, just to make sure that you always know where you stand with them, and they always know where they stand with you. So their way of showing care is gonna be by cutting through any confusion and just being real with you here. And I do sense like some people might feel that they're a little bit cold and detached. I don't think it's the case. I think they're very in tune with their emotions, especially if they're this intuitive. But it's just like the Queen of Swords, like, she has a very sharp mind, but she's also very emotional. She has a warm heart, right? At her core, she expresses that through being very straightforward and very reliable. So it is a very trustworthy person. And I feel like their love language is going to lean towards words of affirmation. They're going to have lots of honest conversations with you, where they're going to let you know exactly how they feel and the things that they value about you. And I feel that sometimes their affection is going to come through and giving you constructive truth and try to encourage you to just rise into your best self. And yeah, it's going to be through just pointing out where you're selling yourself short here, right? And that's going to be their way of lifting you up. Even if it's going to feel a little bit like tough love at times. It's going to do that. So it's going to create lots of resilience in you, this connection. So yeah, overall, like, your soulmate shows love by being very direct, right? But I feel that it is respectful, but it's very truthful. So if you don't like that, ooh, you got to learn how to like that. They're almost a little bit telepathic here. And yeah, it's no guessing games. Like, there's no masks with this person. There's lots of clarity, right? With them, it's gonna feel like love, and like, that's gonna be just honesty. It's gonna be authenticity. That's the highest currency for them. That's the highest form of showing affection for them. So that's very important for you to start easing yourself into, if you're not that person already, because that's gonna be your lesson with this person here for sure. And for question 3, so what are your soulmate strengths and gifts in a relationship? So let's see here. The Magician. Oh, right. Interesting. So, wow. Yeah, wow. They're such a powerful person. Goodness gracious. Oh, okay. So, Magician. Yeah, their greatest strength is their ability to create, right? Magician is all about creation. It's all about manifesting things and like making things happen. Like they don't sit back. They don't just let life happen to them in relationships. Like they take initiative. They do take initiative. I feel like they're very resourceful. They're quite proactive as a person. And yeah, they're like there's the builder element to this card. Like they're willing to take everything they have just to, yeah, everything at your disposal to just build the kind of relationship and partnership that they want. So, and it also feels like they're very charismatic. Like they have this presence about them. It's a card that like it's a magician, like it knows how to communicate, right? And just how to draw people in order to make ideas sort of come alive. So I feel that in love, their gift is their ability to inspire people and to make people believe in possibilities that they might not have seen before here. So with them, life is not going to feel stagnant, not at all. Like it's going to feel like it has so much potential, and it's going to feel very versatile, right? It's going to be, the magician works with all four elements here. So it's going to be that, like they're going to be balancing everything here, like earth, air, fire, water. They're going to balance everything. They're going to balance practical needs. They're going to balance that with being attuned to their emotions, right? Being very intellectual. I feel that they're very intelligent. They're going to be very clear, like I said, very honest. They're going to be very passionate. I feel like you're going to have a great sex life, just saying. Like they're very adaptable as a person, like problem solving. And yeah, it's a good balance where they're going to bring in everything, like, and bring the sort of harmony where it's needed here. So on a deeper level, like this is a card about alignment. So they're going to know how to connect their vision with actions, right? And their words with reality. So yeah, in a relationship that translates into being someone that just like, yeah, they actively create things, like they nurture things, right? Right? They just, yeah, they dream about something and then they invest in it, right? They're, yeah, there's this doership energy here. So, and also the magician, so it's linked to Mercury as a card, which connects to Gemini and Virgo. So I feel like this person is very witty, like they're quick thinking, like they're intelligent. They could be quite funny, like unexpectedly funny. They're excellent with words. They're very good with ideas. And yeah, they have this gift for just turning concepts into more concrete plans here. So I feel like overall, your soulmates, like their strengths in relationships is their ability to just manifest and inspire. So with them, you're going to feel lots of movement, like lots of just purposeful action, right? It's going to be feeling like your connection is going to feel alive, right? It's going to feel like there's so much possibility here. So yeah. And okay, so I just got to say this too, that with the magician, this card, the shadow side of this is that the strength, right? That's the ability to inspire and to manifest. And the shadow side is that when this energy of this charisma and this influence is ungrounded, it can become a little bit manipulative. So they might lean into charm and persuasion when they're feeling insecure. And that can be a little shadow where that's them not being fully transparent. So part of their growth is learning how to use that power responsibly, to not try and control people, but to create something, you know, because they do have this vibe. I'm just gonna say it. I know it's gonna freak some people out, but they do have this vibe where they could start a cult. I'm sensing this because they're very persuasive. And so they have to learn to keep that in check, right? Because they're very visionary as a partner. So when they're going to be off balance, they might hide behind lots of clever words. I feel that they have this tendency of doing that because they are very intelligent. So they are likely going to use very eloquent words in order to sound very smart so that people are like a little bit intimidated. And that's their way of avoiding showing vulnerability here. So that's them being ungrounded. So that's something that they're learning how to, yeah, be more confident in themselves so that they don't have to do that. And so we have the question for So what shadow or challenge does your soulmate carry? Let's see. So yeah, see, so Seven of Swords, man. So they do have a challenge with openness and trust. Like, I feel like they have a tendency to hold things back a little bit and keep certain feelings and thoughts to themselves here. Just, there's a strategy element with this card where they feel like they would rather sometimes handle situations more quietly rather than being fully transparent here. So I'm not sensing that it's malicious. I don't think that they are, but it's self-protection, right? So I feel like this person might have learned quite early in life that just being completely open wasn't always safe. And especially if they're a Scorpio, that's just their natural programming. So their instinct is just sometimes to retreat and strategize here to just avoid confrontation and keep things sort of like under wraps. And like, while that thing, like, it might keep them safe, or at least might keep them feeling safe, it also can create a little bit of distance in relationships for them. So I feel like sometimes they're gonna feel a little bit hard to read, and they're gonna have a tendency to carry things privately instead of sharing them with you, because it does point to a challenge with trusting other people. So I feel like they're gonna need a little bit of reassurance that it's okay to be vulnerable and that they don't have to navigate everything alone in secret. So yeah, I'm not sensing that it's to do with lies. I'm not sensing that it's to do with, like, you know, yeah, like being manipulative because they're evil. It's not that. Like, it's not, that's not, like, they're not cheating. They're not keeping secrets. I don't feel that. It's just, it's this fear. Like, it's a fear of exposure. And it's a fear of just letting people see the parts of themselves that they're still working on here. They don't want to show that, and they're vulnerable with that. So the growth here for them is learning that true intimacy is going to require transparency. Like, they can't just have that from others because they naturally see through everyone. Like, it's going to go both ways. So they have this instinct to just hold back, likely because they do see a lot of shadows in others. So they feel like, if I can sense that in others, others can sense that in me, and I don't want others to see that. So it goes both ways, and now they feel like they have to put up sort of walls here because they feel like they want to work on those shadows so that they're not so visible. So yeah, like, it's like, the soul contract with you is going to be about helping them feel safe enough to bring all of themselves forward here. So overall, their shadow is about learning how to let go of secrecy and self-protection here, so that they can sort of discover the power of vulnerability and just honesty in connections. So yeah, so that is checks out. Oh man, like, I'm sensing very, very strong Scorpio vibes. In a way, I'm almost like, is this my ex? Are we actually soulmates? Oh man. All right, so let's see here. We have question 5. So how does your soulmate communicate and connect emotionally? Ooh, okay. So 9 of Swords. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I feel like emotionally they do connect in a very raw way. Like, this is them actually being vulnerable. Like, where they're not always someone that hides their worries and their fears. And, like, in fact, I feel like their emotional language is sometimes, like, comes out through sharing their anxieties with you and sharing their inner battles. So I know when I say this, you might feel like maybe they're negative as a person. Again, like, I'm not sensing that they're bad. I'm not sensing that's a negative person that's just focused on the bad things, but I feel like it's just them being real, right? They don't put on a mask of perfection when they're hurting, but instead they might show you sometimes they're more unfiltered emotions, even when those emotions are quite heavy. And in a way, that's them learning this, right? That's one of the most intimate gifts that they can give you, is just letting you see them in their more fragile moments. That's them training on this and, like, working on this karma, because it is hard for them to do that. So I feel like sometimes, like I said, it's a transformative energy. So they're going to be going through very intense cycles here. And that's going to make them sort of overthink and be stuck sometimes in looping in their own fears. And that can spill into this relationship. So what's important here is that they're not hiding it forever, right? And they might come at you, like, late at night. They might come to you, like, in more quiet moments to say that this is the thing that's bothering me. Like, this is what's weighing on me. And it's gonna feel very genuine, even though you know it's gonna feel intense, but it is gonna feel very genuine. So again, this card just shows that a part of their emotional connection is all about trust, and it's all about release. So by opening up about their worries, they're going to be inviting you into their inner world, right? And in return, they're going to start realizing that they don't have to carry everything alone here. So yeah, but it's going to feel intense, right? And while their emotional communication can feel intense and heavy sometimes, it's also going to feel very authentic, where that's how you know that they trust you. Like when they actually show you that like they have struggles, that they don't have everything like all put together, you know, that's their way of connecting very deeply with you. And that's when they feel safe enough to expose the parts of themselves, like the underbelly, right? Where the parts that are scared, right? The parts that are hurting about themselves, their traumas, their uncertainties, their insecurities, right? Their struggles. That's how they show love. So yeah, in the sense, like their emotional connection is about letting you in, right? So that you can help them go through these harder times here and help them transform as well. So they're not the only one doing that for others. So that's how you know that you are the inner core. So yeah. And so we have question 6. So what role will your soulmate play in your personal growth? The Chariot. All right. Okay. So tells me that your soulmate's role in your growth, like it's to help you step into your own focus here and your own determination, right? So this is a card about direction. This is a card about taking charge of your life. It's like, so you can create like forward momentum. It's a card about not getting distracted so that you get pulled off course. So with this person by your side, you're gonna feel more motivated, and they're gonna make you feel more determined to just, yeah, take charge and just go after what you really want here. So I feel like they're gonna push you to harness your own willpower here and to be willing to do so that you can align your own inner world with your outer actions here and realize that you're capable of just taking charge of your own destiny. So I feel that in moments where you've doubted yourself, you might have done that, they're gonna encourage you to rise from that. And if you're like hesitating about yourself, you're insecure about yourself, they're gonna just remind you that you have what it takes here. So in zodiac wise, this is Cancer energy, so it tells me that it's all about emotional alignment here. Yeah, it's not just this ambition and like this direction card. Like they're gonna be encouraging you to grow by making choices that honor both your heart but also just your drive and your willpower. So yeah, it's gonna be moving you towards what feels emotionally true to you, and it's gonna be mutual, right? So while they help you step into your focus and step into your determination, you're in turn gonna help them balance that drive and their own drive that they feel with vulnerability. So yeah, because the Chariot can sometimes just go forward like armored up, right? And just push through things without stopping to feel things. So your role here is to remind them that strength also has to have an element of softness into it and reflection, right? So you're going to be helping them to achieve that emotional connection here. So it does create a beautiful exchange for both of you, where they're going to inspire you to move forward with more power and just more confidence in yourself, while you're going to teach them how to move forward more with their heart, so that they're not this really like almost like abrasive energy that people sense from them. So yeah, like the role that they play in your growth then is going to be about helping you sort of become unstoppable in your own truth. And the role that you play in their life is helping them remember that, yeah, victory is going to mean nothing without compassion and intimacy here, right? So you're going to be showing that to this person through your love, right? So yeah, so it feels that it goes both ways. You're both definitely so entangled in a way that is good. It's going to be very beneficial for both of your growth here. So let's see how you're going to meet. So question 7 is, what energy surrounds the meeting or recognition of the soulmate? Let's see. So 2 of Cups. Beautiful. Oh, that's romantic. Okay, so tells me that when you meet this person, it's going to feel almost like an instantaneous recognition, Like, you're gonna feel like this person isn't a stranger to you, right? It's someone important, it's someone relevant. So definitely, like, you're gonna sense the soulmate thing immediately. It's all about mirroring this card. Like, it's all about harmony. So I feel that from the beginning, like, there's gonna be a pull of you feeling like this person is very familiar to you and very balanced. So yeah, it's gonna feel very simple and mutual. And you're gonna sense that this is not something that is confusing. It isn't like a chaotic, one-sided thing, right? Where you're doubting their feelings for you. Like, you're both gonna be feeling like you're gonna be feeling very drawn to each other. Both of you are gonna feel that recognition towards each other. And there is, yeah, definitely a romantic vibe too here. So it's a very intimate card without being like overwhelmingly intimate. So it's a kind of energy where you're probably gonna have talks for hours. Like, your first date might be like a 24-hour date where you're just like, you go to this restaurant and then it closes and you go to the next one and that one closes and you take a walk and you're sitting at a park just talking throughout the whole night, and then the next place opens, you go there and have breakfast, right? Like, it's gonna be lots of conversations where none of you are gonna be like, oh yeah, I need to go home, it's late, I'm tired. You're just gonna be like, you're not even gonna notice time going by here. And it's gonna feel very intimate. You're gonna be very comfortable in their presence. You're gonna be experiencing that really magnetic eye contact thing that I told you about. Like, it's gonna feel, both of you are gonna feel like it's almost impossible to break. So yeah. Oh wow, it's intense. It's intense. It's a good one. It's a good intense. Wow. And I feel like they're gonna feel so safe with you too, especially if they've had this problem in the past where they feel like people do break eye contact with them and people are kind of like running off because they're just scared, like, oh my goodness, they can see through me. And you're gonna be sort of okay with that. So they're gonna feel like, oh my goodness. Okay, this is gonna be such a cheesy analogy, but I'm gonna say it because that's the image that came up. So if you've seen Twilight, that movie, so okay, let me just explain a little bit of context about the characters if you haven't seen that or read the book. So there's a vampire, right? There's a young vampire, Edward, and then there's Bella, the girl that falls in love with him. They fall in love with each other, and so he's telepathic, right? So he can read everyone's thoughts as a vampire, and that just exposes everyone, right? And then he meets Bella, and she has this thing where he can't read her mind. And that's just so intriguing to him because then suddenly, like, there's this person that is a mystery, right? And he feels so, it's such a unique thing almost. So that's almost like I'm sensing like he's Edward in this situation. This person is Edward, and they're sitting there, like, basically being a mind reader towards everyone. And then they meet you, and you're like Bella, where you're like, oh my God, this person is so special. Like, I feel like they're not uncomfortable around my presence. Like, why? You know, what is that? What is it about them? So they're definitely gonna feel that recognition there with you. And it's gonna feel very magnetic. Wow. And yeah, wow. So I feel like with all the cards here that were a little bit tricky, like we have the Seven of Swords, like with the secrecy, we have the Nine of Swords here with the sort of anxiety. The Two of Cups here shows me that the actual recognition between you guys are going to cut through all of that, right? So it's going to be a moment where you both come together, where it's going to feel undeniable that you really belong in each other's lives here. So yeah, the energy around your meeting is going to be definitely a union. It's something about just soul recognition here. So it's going to be very powerful, and it's going to be that you both know that this is the match, right? This is something, like, this is the person that is here for me. Like, this is my soulmate. So beautiful, beautiful. Wow. I'm so excited that we got this one. Okay, good. And let's see. So question 8, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So the question, oh, I forgot to say it even. So question 8 is, what is the ultimate purpose of your soul contract together? So Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so it's about patience. It's about long-term investment, this card. So I feel like, unlike some connections that come in as a very quick spark and then they just fade away, this one here is meant to be cultivated over time, right? And it's going to require some care and attention here. So you're going to be encouraged to, yeah, it's a long-term investment here. You're going to have faith in that process. So it's going to be all about learning how to pause and reflect, because what you guys are building together is going to be worth the wait. So the purpose here, you know, it's going to be about developing resilience and consistency here in this commitment. So not just in the relationship, but like in yourselves as individuals as well. So you're going to learn that, yeah, like this connection is going to be about you both becoming more willing to pour into the connection day after day and nurturing it, and just trusting that in the right time it's gonna give you the harvest, right? The harvest is gonna come, right? Like she's saving here, she's putting the money into the piggy bank, so that's the energy. So it feels like, yeah, it's definitely passion, but it's most likely about you both, yeah, being willing to pour into each other. So it tells me that, yeah, it's your soul contract is going to be about teaching each other the value of timing and patience here. All right, it's likely not always going to unfold in on your preferred timeline, but part of the purpose here is to learn that some things are going to grow really slowly, just like saving in the little bank here, because they're going to be meant to last. So it's going to be something that helps you both just build something stable. It's going to help you both build something that is more lasting, because it's very rooted. So it's a Pentacles and Earth energy, Earth element. So it doesn't feel rushed, right? It feels like a very steady connection that endures a lot of things here. So we're done with the tarot. Let's do the oracle cards here. So let's see. I'm going to put them all out in the order here. Let's just flip them all over. So we have artist. We have engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. And we have mice. And we have a love spell. And we have the affirmation card, my power lies in my peaceful presence. So I'm going to do them one by one here. So let's check it if it's in frame. Yes, right? Is it? Yeah, it is. So it says, engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life, artist. So shows me that part of the purpose that your soulmate connection has is to just awaken your creative self-expression here, right? It doesn't have to be that you or this person is literally a painter or like a musician. Could be, of course, for some of you. But it does mean that this person is inspiring you to create and to make beauty out of your experiences here and express what's inside of you in a form that feels very tangible, that feels very alive. Your bond is going to be feeling like a source of inspiration, right? I feel you might find yourself journaling. Like if you do make art, you're going to probably be inspired to start doing that again, you know, just trying new hobbies, just approaching your life as a kind of creative act here. So this connection is going to bring out that creative side in you, that artistry, whether that's through words, writing, right? Visuals, like drawing, making music, or like even the art of like how you design your own daily life here. So yeah, like I said, it doesn't have to be literal. Like you don't have to be a painter, but I feel that this card is also about self-expression as healing here. So yeah, they're going to be this mirror for you that's going to encourage you to tell your story and stop hiding your voice here, right? And just, yeah, put your emotions into form. So, yeah, that's going to be something that's going to likely impact the world around you too. So, it's a connection all about sparking creation here and inspiration. So, with this person, your life is going to become less about routine and more about living sort of as an art form here. So beautiful card, beautiful card. And then we have mice, so 23. Okay, so imagery here is kind of weird, like it's mice and nibbling on like apples and scraps. And so at first glance, like this card, it does feel a little bit unsettling. And that's the point, right? That's the point, because yeah, like we have the Nine of Swords there, and the intensity of this person, like it does represent just small stresses and worries and things that are just like eating away at peace over time. So I feel that in the context of your soulmate connection, this card is telling you that while the bond is very real and it's very powerful, it's going to be tested by little things, like little misunderstandings here and insecurities that you both have here. And so I feel like it's going to be subtle. It's going to be like everyday anxieties. That's going to be eating a little bit at the foundation if you don't address those things, right? Could even be a little bit external, like outside pressures. But I don't feel that it's anything too dramatic. It's subtle. It's subtle. And yeah, so it's just like growth is going to require adjustment here, right? And but I do feel that it's going to make both of you more persistent. So the message here is that these little tests are meant to strengthen the connection. And it's going to be teaching you both how to notice and clear out things that don't serve you by naming those things. So yeah. And I'm sensing a little bit of, I know it's weird, but like I'm sensing like a mindfulness energy. Like, so to not let fear and let like small resentments pile up, like this trash here, like don't let it pile up unspoken. So just like bring things out into the open. That's very important here, rather than just letting them sort of fester and build up at the relationship. So presence of this card shows me that like your soulmate connection is very powerful, but it's going to require some awareness here, and it's going to require lots of honesty again in order to tend it in the correct way. So when the two of you just consciously address the little worries instead of ignoring those things, then the bond is actually going to become more strong and more resilient here in the long run. So that's the advice for you, to do that. And then we have your oracle cards. We have a love spell. You've been bewitched. Oh man. I don't think this is literal. I don't think this person is a witch. I mean, could be. Let me know in the comments. But I feel it makes perfect sense here with what we're seeing, especially the Two of Cups energy, because it just feels like this bond is so magnetic. Like it's almost like a spell. Like it feels very irresistible. So it's the kind of connection where you're gonna feel so drawn to each other on a soul level that it's gonna feel like it's something more, like it's bigger than like the normal relationships where you just like each other, right? It's gonna be immediate. So it's almost gonna feel like, yeah, like they cast a spell on you to pull you into their life. So I do feel that there is gonna be a very strong spiritual element here. It's gonna feel like otherworldly. It's gonna feel like where you can't stop thinking about this person, you know, like your attraction is gonna be feeling very intense, right? Almost like, yeah, on a spiritual way, like bordering on something mystical here. So it's gonna be definitely, yeah, like a huge level of chemistry with this person, like a very strong soul recognition that just goes beyond anything that's logical here. So the pull is gonna be very strong. So it's very important to stay grounded here, because it's going to feel like a very intoxicating connection, but it's not meant to just sweep you away in any illusions. So instead, it's going to be meant to show you what it feels like when love has both passion, which it will have a lot, but also depth, right? Through it's hard to say, through truthfulness, because that's what it's all about here. So you're going to be feeling that depth, and that's what's going to be making you feel like, yeah, you were enchanted by this person. So a very magnetic energy. There's going to be a very deep attraction for them, right? So it's going to feel faded. It's going to feel faded. It's going to feel very soul level. It's going to feel very irresistible. It's going to feel very magical. Like you recognize this person like way long before you ever met, you know, and when you meet, you're gonna know. And so we have your affirmation. So affirmation card is basically a message that you can carry with you to attract this connection, but also to nurture this connection once it's in your life. So let me see if it's in frame. You can take a screenshot if you like, or if you want to write it down. It says, my power lies in my peaceful presence. So beautiful reminder, especially for this pile, because we've seen how powerful this connection is, right? With Judgment, the Magician, like the love spell energy. It's very intense. It's very karmic. Yeah, and it's gonna transform you. So yeah, universe is just reminding you that your true strength here in this connection is not gonna come from chasing this connection or trying to control, right? So it's gonna come from your ability to be grounded and calm here. So this card here, this affirmation is going to center you back into that energy and like make you stop overthinking here. So I do feel that your soulmate is going to be stirring up a lot of emotions and intensity in your life, but this, like your peaceful presence here, is what's going to keep this connection balanced, right? And it's also what's going to make you irresistible to this person, because this is going to make you confident. And they're going to sense that. They're going to sense that strength, right? And that energy that you don't have to force anything. You just are. Like I am, right? That energy. So it's an affirmation that's going to put you in that state of having that inner peace. So just repeat this often, and just especially if the energy of the connection feels a little bit overwhelming at times. Yeah, just stay in this peaceful presence and just allow this to unfold naturally without having fear and without putting in any pressure. So yeah, just that's the power here for you. Rather than trying to push, it's just gonna be being very present here, and being very calm, because you know that you're aligned. You don't have to worry about that. Like, this is your soulmate. So let's do the dice to close it all off. We have the first dice here. It's number 1 through 12. So let's see here what we get to you today. We're gonna do it twice. So first of all, we have 4. We got this in the previous reading too. Pile number 2. And then second one, we have 11. So again, like this could be a twin flame connection. All right, so could be that we have a 41, 14, 11, 11. All right, could be that. I don't know, what is 11? I mean, 11 plus 4 is 15, so it could be that too. So if it resonates with you, any of these numbers, maybe you're seeing 11, 11 a lot right now, and you look at your microwave, and that could be an indicator too that this is the time that this connection is starting to come in, when you start seeing those numbers here. And let's see the signs. So I'm gonna do this one 3 times. So at first, oh goodness, oh, see, oh my god, see, what is that? That is Scorpio energy. Oh man, like through and through, this whole reading is just Scorpio. All right, and let's see again here. So that is Pisces. So again, another very intuitive sign here. And the third one is again Pisces. Okay, so we have double Pisces and we have 1 Scorpio, so all water signs. All right, yes. Okay, let me know if this resonated. I'm really excited. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for spending your time with me for this reading. And I just hope that it gave you some clarity and some insight into who your soulmate is gonna be, you know, and what's the deeper purpose behind your connection with this person. So if this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments, because I always love reading your comments. I love reading your stories. So yeah, that would be awesome. And of course, don't forget to give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more readings like this, because I'm going to be posting a separate reading soon. Like I said in the intro, that's going to be going into your soulmate's appearance. So that's definitely worth it. So just, yeah, stay tuned for that. And I'm sending you lots of love. I'm wishing you lots of peace and alignment as this connection here unfolds. So until next time, bye. Hello, pile 4. So if you chose this abstract image here, or perhaps if you chose this clear quartz crystal here for the third eye chakra, this is your reading. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna start laying out the cards, so just make sure to get cozy, settle in, grab a little blanket, maybe grab yourself a little drink, and just relax into the space. These are the oracle cards that we're going to be putting on in the end. We also have 2 dice here, and I'm going to reveal what we're going to do with them a little bit later on. But let's just start with the cards. 8 tarot cards, all representing 1 question each that I said in the intro there. And sorry if they look wonky. I'm going to check the viewfinder pretty soon to see if they are aligned and in frame. Let's see. Oh, they're definitely not aligned and in frame. Okay, let me just... All right, that's a little bit better. So let's see here. Yeah, I mean, that's good, right? That's good enough. Maybe I should get a ruler for doing this. I wonder how other tarot channels do it, because they're always so straight. I never managed to get my straights. Okay. All right. So I'm super excited for this one. It's gonna be 1 card at a time that I flip over and reveal, so that we can extract as much information from that energy as possible without any interference. And then I'm gonna tell you the story at the end. So stay tuned and just tune into your intuition, and just let's see what the cards have to say about your soulmate and who this person is. So let's just take a deep breath together to just tune in. All right. All right. So question one is, what is your soulmate's core personality energy? And there we have the Page of Wands. All right. Okay. So right off the bat, adventurous person. I'm sensing that they're quite youthful. Doesn't have to be that they're literally young, but I know I'm not gonna go into appearance in this one. We're gonna do that one later. But I do sense that they have a youthful look about them. Like they might even be older, but they look very young. They hear that a lot about their appearance, where they're like, "Oh my gosh, like you're that age? Really? Are you kidding?" So I'm sensing that, and they have this very curious energy. So that's what emanates from them, and that's what makes them look younger on the outside too, because they have this very enthusiastic energy about them, and that's how they approach life. Like they're always ready to explore. They want to try new things, right? They're not scared of that. They're not scared of anything that's unknown, right? They're very brave, and there's this like spark of just this playfulness around this person, right? They never really lost touch with their inner child. They might like kids, they might be very playful as a person, right? It's just, yeah, it's a great energy. It's a great energy. And it's also connected to the fire element. I forgot to say that. So could be an Aries, could be a Leo, could be a Sagittarius, right? And even if they're not those placements as a sun sign, your soulmate does embody that energy and that fire, right? So they're very passionate, and yeah, they're very naturally spontaneous. Throughout their life they've been that way. So it's a beautiful energy. Like it's beautiful. And I feel like even though of course they've gone through some challenges in their lives, they still carry a lot of optimism, and they always want to explore. They have this like, yeah, this adventurous outlook on things, where one person would see maybe some limitations and challenges. Like this person sees possibilities, and they really thrive on discovery. Like they want to check out new places, right? Could be Sagittarius. I'm getting this strongly, where like it's all about discovering new passions, right? It's all about that. They're very playful. They're very excited in relationships too. Like they always have new ideas. They bring a lot of fun into relationships, a lot of lightness, right? They have a lot of energy in love, right? They just remind you that happiness is just as important as depth, right? So I feel like they don't always have everything figured out, but they do make up for that with the way that they have their heart is open, and they have this willingness to grow. So it does feel like your soulmate's personality is all about adventure, with very curious energy, very fiery energy. And yeah, they're a free spirit. They live their life with lots of passion here, right? And that their presence just sparks that same sense of aliveness in other people and people around them. So yeah, Page of Wands, like it's an energy that brings in lots of excitement, lots of curiosity. And the shadow side of this energy, that it can be a little bit impulsive, because it's quite restless as an energy. So I feel like they might be always chasing after new experiences without always thinking about the long term. And they kind of struggle to stay committed when that initial spark of excitement wears off. I'm getting this, I'm gonna say it, right? Of course, it's not gonna apply to everyone. They could be sometimes maybe having problems with gambling, and just like maybe collecting like those collecting cards, and stuff like that. Like a little bit, I'm getting a little bit of like, I don't know why I saw a squirrel, like a squirrel energy, almost like that collects things. So they could be a little bit impulsive with money sometimes. And also when they start new projects, it could sometimes be that they engage a lot in that. They put it like almost like hyperfixate on something, and then they just drop it. It just like burns out. The passion is just all at once, and then it just like a volcano, it explodes out. And they're so determined to make it work, and everybody believes in their idea, and they have like a bunch of different projects and Instagram profiles that they open for different pages, and then suddenly they just drop it. They're just not interested in that anymore. And I'm not sensing that they're unreliable though. That being said, like it just means that they're part of their growth is just to learn how to balance that, balance that spontaneous nature with being more steady, and to channel that adventurous side and that energy into something that's more lasting for them and more stable for them. So that's that. And then we have question 2. So how does your soulmate show love and affection? So let's see. Oh, we have the Hangman, so that's an interesting contrast. Oh, wow. That's such an interesting, wow, that's such a different energy from the Page of Wands. All right, so they're very patient in relationships. Like, they're quite reflective in a selfless way. So I don't feel like they're the type to force affection. Rather, they show their love by just pausing and listening to you and by offering you new perspectives here. So it's very tied to Neptune, this card. It's tied to Pisces energy. So it does give this person quite a spiritual energy, like an empathy energy here. So when they are in love, like they do love with lots of compassion, and they have this sensitivity about them where they're willing to sacrifice their own comfort sometimes just to make sure that you're supported too. So yeah, so you're not gonna just be like jumping bungee jump with this person, like jumping out of airplanes. They're gonna have this, yeah, it's not just all this loud fire energy. Like they're gonna have these moments that are gonna be of stillness where they're gonna be putting aside their own needs in order to hear you out. And they're gonna be very present in that in a way that just makes you feel seen. And when they're gonna choose patience over a reaction here. So yeah. And I feel like with the Hanged Man, like it's all about seeing things differently. So they do show love in that way too, by helping you see things differently. So I feel like they have a knack for flipping perspectives. So their affection might come through in ways that just, it's moments where they just sort of gently, I don't feel it's gonna be in like a culty way, like converting way, but like in a more gentle way, like they will try and sometimes reframe a challenge and remind you of a deeper truth, right? In order to help you step outside your own head a little bit in order to find clarity. So yeah, like they're very patient. And I feel like they have this perspective shifting energy about them that is, in a way, quite compassionate here. I don't feel at all like it's to do with them trying to change you like that. It's just, yeah, it's about empathy, and it's about the willingness to stand still with you and just ground you a little bit when the world feels sort of chaotic, and just rather than like, I don't feel that it's going to be like anything major, like their gestures are not going to be like they're going to buy you a Ferrari, right? But it's going to be that, it's going to be through dialogue and through giving you a different viewpoint and things so that you can be more grounded and so that you can also evolve and you can also grow. And they're going to do it in a way that's good. It's not going to be like a pushy or converting way. I'm not sensing that. It's going to be a way that makes you expand and sort of evolve your own wisdom in this connection. And so we have question 3. So what are your soulmate's strengths and gifts in a relationship? So we have the King of Pentacles. All right. So that's the stability. All right. Good. Okay, good. So that's a very grounded energy. That's very reassuring to see there with the Page of Wands. That's their grain of maturity there. Tells me that your soulmate's strength is in their stability. They are reliable. They are reliable. They do have a sense of responsibility in them. So when they do commit to you, they're going to show up for you. Like they're the type of person that's going to value some consistency here, and they're going to want to build something with you that's going to be lasting. And they're going to understand that love is going to thrive in moments where both people feel secure, right? And it's an earth-based card. So, I mean, could be that too. It could be Taurus, could be Capricorn, could be Virgo. And it's just that, like, earth is all about material stability and success. So I feel like this person might bring in a sense of sort of provision into the relationship, you know? And I don't feel that it's only going to be financially, like they're rich, but it's going to be in the way that creates an environment for you where you're going to feel safe and you're going to feel supported, right? So their love is going to be very nurturing and practical and just very dependable, and usually expressed through acts of service here. So yeah. And I feel like their strength is definitely patience. So they have a lot of maturity on that sense. They're not going to, you know, always be impulsive and rush into things very recklessly here, but they're going to take the time to lay strong foundations, and just they can be someone that you can trust to be steady when life gets a little bit chaotic and things get out of hand here. So they're going to carry in that sense of groundedness, and that's one of their greatest gifts, at least in love, when they're in a connection here. So it's a very beautiful balance here with this fiery adventurous side, and this is something that they can lean on here, where yeah, it's going to be that they still have this willingness to explore and take risks, but it's also going to be rooted in a part of themselves that's going to value that loyalty and that sort of long-term building of a home, right? And just a stable situation. So I feel like they're going to be a person that just is able to provide stability and security without losing their passion and without becoming too much in their comfort zone and stagnant there. It's just going to ground them. And it's going to make them dependable, but also it's going to bring in this warmth here. And also I'm getting, yeah, I don't feel like they don't have to be a millionaire, but they're generous. They're going to be they're going to want to be generous in their partnerships. And so question 4, what shadow or challenge does your soulmate carry? Wow, we have the moon here. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So their greatest challenge seems to be in clarity and in trust, right? And that's both in themselves, but also in other people. Because this card is all about illusions, right? It's all about uncertainty here. So I feel like your soulmate might sometimes struggle with anxiety. I'm sensing this. And that's around the topic of just not knowing what to believe, right? And they might be a little bit daydreamy, like they don't know always where the blurred line goes between what's real and what's their fear creating something here, and they might project that fear onto situations here. So, and it's also tied to Pisces energy, this one. It's ruled by Neptune. So that gives them a very vivid inner world. Like they have a very, very powerful imagination, which is why it ties back to the Page of Wands here and said this like childlike thing where I do sense this childlike presence. I feel like they have a lot of imagination. Like that's powerful for them. That's a gift for them. But it also means that sometimes they do get lost in overthinking here. And they can have this tendency to sort of sometimes misread situations and sort of second guess to that. So that will lead them to have a little bit of self-doubt and just be a little bit confused, right? And yeah, they might have moments where they sort of retreat into themselves, right? And I don't feel that it's because they don't care about you, like they do care about you, but it's because they're just wrestling with what's real versus what they've imagined here. So it does create a little bit of distance in the relationship if they don't feel safe enough to voice those fears and speak them out into the open. So yeah, also points to a challenge in them trusting their own intuition here, because I feel that they do have strong instincts, but they do doubt them, which can cause a little bit of hesitation here, a little bit of indecision energy here. So overall, like their shadow is like, it's about learning how to see things more clearly and how to trust in their own inner guidance and just not let any fears and any illusions sort of distort their view, and especially of themselves, and also their view of the relationship itself. So their growth is going to be about learning how to trust that inner guidance and how to share those vulnerabilities openly instead of just letting them stay, hidden in the shadows here. So that's going to be something that you're going to have to teach them, and you're going to have to evolve together and work it out, But yeah. And there's also dogs here. I've said it in a previous reading. I think it was pile 2. So if that is something that you're connected with, maybe you both enjoy dogs, maybe this person has a pet. I just want to say there's 2 dogs in that image there. And so we have the question number 5. So that is, how does your soulmate communicate and connect emotionally? Oh yeah, see? 2 of Pentacles, yeah. So there's a little bit of indecision here too, that's why I said that. But it's also a card about balance. It's a card about being adaptable while they're juggling different parts of their life. So I feel like they might sometimes feel pulled between different responsibilities here. And like I said, they could be a person that has a lot of projects in their life, and that's why they sort of drop them, because it just becomes increasingly like too much to handle, even if it's fun at first. And I do feel that, yeah, it affects their personal life here, and that's because it's a balance that they have to do, to just learn how to have between their mind and their heart, right? And then the way that they show their emotional connection, like it's gonna be just, yeah, through their effort to keep that all flow and all in check, like all balanced, right? So it's, yeah, like when they communicate emotionally, they're usually trying to find that harmony between what they feel and what they can manage. So this can make them come across as someone that doesn't always dive straight into heavier emotions, but instead just like tries to keep things light. I'm sensing that, you know, they might feel like that's something that they need to do in order to stay flexible here. So yeah, it tells me that they're a person that they might prefer to express their feelings through more practical actions and more like problem solving rather than just sitting down and having like a long like emotional speech with you. So their way of saying that they care about you might look like making time for you, right? Even if they have a really busy schedule, and just adjusting their plans so that you can feel included, right? And just finding a way to balance their own busy, hectic world so that you can fit at the center of that. And that's like sometimes that balancing act is going to feel to them like they're very stretched thin, which is going to make them a little bit harder to read. But like I do feel that they're sincere. Their emotional connection is sincere. And they show love by constantly working to keep these scales balanced, right? Between life's demands and their bond with you. So overall, like the way that they communicate, like it's gonna be through being very adaptable and putting in the effort to juggle these things, right? To juggle the schedule and just showing you that they're willing to do so, and that no matter what else is going on in their lives, they're gonna keep finding space for the relationship. And so for question 6, so what role will your soulmate play in your personal growth? Let's see here. So we have the 8 of Wands. Yes. Okay, so yeah, of course. Of course, the 8 of Wands going to be there. So, wow, it's like another fiery card. It's all about movement. It's all about momentum. So where things might have felt stagnant and slow before, this person is going to come into your life with this burst of energy. Like they're going to be helping you move forward quickly and more decisively. Like it's all about speed. It's all about flow, right? I'm sensing that they might have ADHD or ADD. And yeah, it's like their role in your life is it's gonna be to teach you how to trust that current, right? And how to act on your inspiration and just follow through on opportunities, right? Without hesitating. So yeah, they're going to encourage you to take risks. They're going to encourage you to be spontaneous, right? So yeah, so that's going to be good for you, especially if you're a person that usually gets stuck in a lot of overthinking. They're going to be helping you step out of that. Yeah, and just reach for your opportunities here. And yeah, with this card, it's about communication. So I do feel like they're going to help you grow by pushing you into clearer communication. So it's usually about very fast exchanges. So I feel that their presence is going to inspire you to speak your truth more directly instead of holding back when something's on your mind here, which is something that you might do. So yeah, and it feels like a quick, like it's going to be a quick thing, right? It's not a connection that's going to have to take years of waiting in order for it to grow, right? It's going to be something where you both can just lean into the natural flow of energy when it presents itself. So they're going to help you see that like change doesn't have to be feared, right? It can actually be really exciting. And it can actually be very like liberating. So I do feel that you're very different there. You could be a person that is more like a little bit boxed in to your routines. And this person is going to liberate you from that and just sort of help you like develop yourself and propelling you forward and helping you embrace more movement in your life and more change and momentum and flow, right? And just trust that flow, teach you how to trust that, and teach you how to trust in life when it's going to carry you into something new and something that is exciting, right? And something that is, a newer development, like an adventure. So yeah. So very exciting person, very fast moving energy. Wow. So wow. And let's see. So we have question 7. So that is, what energy surrounds the meeting or recognition of the soulmate? So let's see here. Oh my goodness, we have another wand here. Wow, it's so many wands today. Okay, it's so much fire. It tells me that when you recognize this person, like the energy is not going to be very lighthearted. It's not going to feel effortless at first. So I feel like you both are going to be arriving into this connection when you both are feeling quite tired. Like you had to go through a lot, and like you had to be resilient for a while. Like you had to earn that strength. Because 9 of Wands, like usually the original card, the Rider-Waite-Smith, like it shows someone that has been through lots of battles, right? And they're just scarred. This could be a person that has scars. But yeah, like it's a person that's still standing, right, and still holding on, but very like they're very determined not to give up. So when you cross paths, it's gonna feel like you both have already gone through a lot in life. And you might even be a little bit cautious with each other at first and just like sort of protective of yourselves and your hearts. So you're gonna both feel a little bit hesitant to just lay your guard down fully. And yet that's gonna be the recognition. So even that tiredness and that guardedness, there's gonna be that spark of like, this person gets it. Like, cause you walked a similar path to mine, so you get it. So it's gonna be something like, it's gonna come out when you're feeling persistent. And this the energy around your meetings, like, yeah, it's not screaming fairy tale. It's not like, it's not gonna be like a romantic thing, but it's more, it feels like a more slow burning recognition. It's gonna be like a trust that's gonna be built through perseverance. So you're gonna have to have some patience with this one. And what's powerful here is that this card, like, it does show resilience, right? So despite all the struggles here and the scars, the two of you are going to meet in a space where you're both ready to just keep going, right? And to just, yeah, give love another chance here. It does feel a little bit reboundy. I'm getting the sense if you both especially have just left a relationship where you got broken down quite a bit, and now you're going to have a little bit of a harder time to trust a new person coming in. And yeah, open up to that chance and that possibility. And yeah, it's gonna be like, wow, it's such an interesting energy. Yeah, but you're gonna be growing from that. That's the thing. You're gonna be growing from all the things that you've learned in those connections when you meet each other. So that's gonna be the recognition energy where you're gonna be meeting up as warriors that survived their own individual battles here, and you're gonna be able to find each other on the topic of that strength, and just finally be able to lower both of your guards down and let each other in. So very interesting energy to see there. Wow. All right, so last question, number 8, we have, what is the ultimate purpose of your soul contract together? Let's see. All right, so again, a fire sign. We have the Knight of Wands, so shows me that like yeah, it's like this is all about igniting passion. This is a very passionate connection. It's about adventure. It's gonna take courage, right? It's very fearless energy. This knight is very ready to just chase after things that just excite them. So yeah, everything here checks out. It's like that's exactly what this relationship is here to inspire both of you. Like at its core, it's gonna be about teaching you how to live a more spontaneous life and how to be more confident, right? And to just pursue your desires without apology and just step outside of fear, step into more action, right? With this person, like you're gonna be feeling alive, you're gonna be feeling energized. So they're gonna make you ready to just embrace those parts of life, right? Those adventurous parts. And it's also a card all about movement. It's all about expansion. So I feel like together you might do lots of traveling. You might be exploring things, right? And it's going to give you both new experiences that you haven't had before together. And it's going to take you both a lot out of your comfort zones, especially you. And it's going to be to help you grow by chasing the things that excite you and breaking free from anything that's holding you back and putting you like in this box. And I'm sensing a lot of energy here that's about sort of rekindling courage. So I feel that both of you, yeah, like I said, like you might have been going through struggles recently. And so the Knight here is to remind you that the purpose here is to keep moving forward and to learn that love is not just going to be about safety, right? And just this like feeling security here with the King of Pentacles, even though that is there, it does exist there. So it's about, yeah, having courage, and just daring to feel things and just live your life fully, right? So It feels like I definitely do not believe in YOLO because I believe in incarnation, but it does feel like a very YOLO connection, this one. So it's gonna definitely awaken passion in you and teach you that courage. Yeah. Yeah, it's such an interesting connection. And yeah, it's gonna feel fun. It's gonna feel very adventurous here. So that's what it's teaching you. So let's do the oracle cards here. Let's see what they say. All right, so I'm gonna lay all 4 out here. So we have sensitivity, we have birds, and we have open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. And we have your affirmation card. So I breathe calmly and easily. I am safe in this moment. So I'm going to start off with the first card here. We have sensitivity. So you're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So tells me that one of the core purposes of your soulmate connection is to help you deepen your own energetic sensitivity here. Because with all the fire here that we saw, like, there is a lot of passion and movement. So this card is reminding you that the connection is also meant to awaken a more intuitive side of you. So I feel like your soulmate is going to heighten your awareness of energy and emotions here. And you're going to become more intuitive. You're going to become more intuitive. You're going to be able to like sense those little subtle shifts, not just in this person, but just, yeah, and yourself, right? And everyone around you too. So they're going to help you recognize when something feels off and when you need to slow down a little bit, right? And that's something that you're needing to learn. It's going to protect you. So this is going to be a strength for you here. And purpose here is to learn how to honor that and to make space for that, right? So yeah, this relationship is going to teach you that real power doesn't just come from this action, like all this fire here, but it's going to be something that comes from your emotions too. And the water, right? It's going to come from listening and feeling here. So it tells me that this connection is all about awakening your own intuition here and heightening your awareness just so that you can live more in tune with yourself and respond to yourself with more care and to other people with more care too. So beautiful. And then we have the second one here, the oracle card with birds. So this could be a person literally that has birds or is into birds. I'm not sure what bird this is. I don't think we have them in Sweden. They look like sparrows, but like more beautiful and colorful. So likely they're wild, but if they're not, maybe they have these birds at home. And yeah, it's like, it's beautiful, right? Like, I'm not a bird watcher, obviously, but this person could be, you know. And I feel that these birds, like, they're communicating. It's all about communication and connection. It's a very social energy here. So I feel like they're representing conversations and messages here. And I'm also sensing synchronicities from this in your exchanges. So it tells me that your soulmate connection is likely going to be very communication focused, right? There's going to be lots of texting and talking and sharing ideas and having like everyday conversations. That there's going to be a really big part of how this relationship evolves, right? And so, and yeah, so it's beautiful. It also has number 12 here, so if that has a special meaning for you. And yeah, also birds, like, they do represent lots of freedom again. So, and having a higher perspective also with the Hanged Man here. So it feels like this connection is going to give both of you this sense of being lifted and inspired to see things from above the noise of everyday life here. So yeah, I feel like a lot about this connection is going to be communication. It's going to be communication that feels alive and full of meaning. And there's going to be lots of synchronicities here. So you might be starting to see birds all around you. You know, that's going to be around the time that you meet. You might be hearing songs, right? And how is that song? I mean, with Bob Marley, like he literally has a song that is called "The Three Little Birds," right? I'm trying to think about that song now, but it's not coming up as I'm thinking about the other Bob Marley song, like "Could You Be Loved and Be Loved," but it's not that one. So, oh man, no, okay, so it's that one that, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. So that's very adventurous, that song. That is very adventurous. So, I mean, Could be that you start hearing that. It could be that's your song, right? So I'm feeling that it's going to be to do with music, like the birds singing. It's going to be lots of synchronicities and like bird related signs around the time that you guys meet up. So, and that's going to be just Spirit's way of reminding you that, yeah, Spirit backs this connection, and they're weaving your paths together here. So that's maybe hopefully it does resonate with some of you here. And we have this oracle card here. So it says, open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. So that's the general energy of your connection here. A very beautiful reminder that this bond is all about vulnerability. It's all about opening up emotionally. So again, like with all the fire that we've seen here, there's so much passion here and so much movement. But this card is saying that the real magic of this connection is going to come when both of you allow yourselves to just soften up a little bit and open up again. So the general energy here is all about expansion, like emotional expansion. So I know you're going to be feeling guarded at first with the Nine of Wands there when you guys meet, but it's not meant to be that way forever. It's going to be meant to just, yeah, make you both drop your guards, drop down your walls, right? And just take those emotional risks and just to embrace that love. So yeah. And yeah, again, like it tells me that this connection is gonna come into your life at a moment where you're gonna be feeling a little bit closed off here. Like you're a little bit cautious here. So meeting this person is gonna be like the universe is telling you that it is safe to open up again, and it is safe to receive love. So energy of this connection is all about balancing that fire and that passion with the water here, and this element of vulnerability here, and just creating something that is also deeper, not just exciting here, right? And just connected to your emotions. So just reminder here is to, like, the more you allow yourself to open, the more love you're going to be feeling from this bond. Like the more you're going to be feeling that it is bringing love into your life, right? So yeah. And let's see here, we have your affirmation card. So we're going to close off with this card before we do the dice. So this is a message that you can use both to attract this connection, but also to keep it balanced once you're in this connection. So affirmation, if you want to screenshot it, is, I breathe calmly and easily. I am safe in this moment. I hope you can see that. Yeah, I think so. And so, yeah, just by doing this, right? And by breathing calmly, just you're reminding yourself that you're safe, right? And that you can create space for this love to flow without fear and without rushing. So it ties very beautifully into everything that we've seen today here. Like with all this passion, like it's gonna feel very exciting, but at times it could be a little bit overwhelming. So it's gonna remind you that your power lies in staying grounded here and centered. So yeah, it's gonna help you not to get swept away in any doubts and anxieties of this very fast moving pace. And it's gonna anchor in the truth that in this moment, everything is okay. And this love is going to grow best when you're at peace with yourself. So yeah, it's a tool that you can use, and use it when the energy feels very fast moving and your emotions are running high here as a daily practice. So just the calmer and safer that you feel with yourself, the more beautifully this soulmate connection can start unfolding. And yeah, I'm going to do the little dice here before we wrap up your reading. So this one is from number 1 through 12. So I'm going to do it twice. And let's see here. So we have first a number 2. So that might have a meaning for you. And then we have number 9. Yeah, it is 9, right? No, wait. With the dot there, it's 6. Okay. All right. So I mean, it could go both ways. I'm going to do both just in case, right? I'm not sure. So could be 9, could be 6, could be 2, right? If that has any meaning to you, 26, 29, or could be the other way around too. So 92, 96. So I'm going to put this down here, and then we're going to do the zodiac dice. So I'm going to do this one 3 times. So we have Taurus energy there. And we're going to do it again. Let's see. All right. So we have Scorpio energy. And the third one, we have Aquarius energy there. So All right, guys, that's it. That's gonna be the wrap up of your reading for today. And yeah, as always, like I really, really hope that this resonated. Thank you so much, Pile 4, for spending this time with me. And yeah, I hope that this message has brought you some clarity and maybe even a little spark of recognition about your soulmate. So if this reading resonated, I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments, and don't forget to give the video a little like if you enjoyed it, because it really helps support the channel and lets me know that you want more readings like this. So, and of course, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that yeah, you'll be the first to know when I upload new readings, including the one that's upcoming about your soulmate's appearance. I'm super excited about that one. So yeah, I mean, take a deep breath and just trust your intuition, because yeah, now you know that love is gonna be meant for you, like, and it's already on its way. So I'm just sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next reading. All right, bye.